Well, it's all right now because anything you do.
I don't always like videos, but when I do, I always prefer Road Dog Crypto. Trade wisely, my friends.
Gary was a man who thought he could do crypto, sharing at the SEC.
You lock what you see. Well then, please subscribe, eh? And if you like what we do, then smash that like button too. Are you trying to find financial freedom by trading and investing in them there cryptocurrencies? But are you having a hard time being profitable and making them winning trades? Well, you can get all that knowledge and a whole lot more just by watching the Crypto Chart School playlist over here at the Road Dog Crypto channel. You just go right down here where it says Chart School, you click that full playlist, and voila! They got all the knowledge right there.
Check 1 2 1 2. All right, I see 4 people in chat, or 4 people in the room, or on the channel right now. Let me give it just another minute here, and then we'll get started. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the daytime stream of what the hell we calling this show now? Welcome to Road Dog Crypto, everybody. We're getting ready to get started. Let's go ahead and get over to the main screen. Say hello to everybody. Oh, did we lose everybody all at once? Ah.
For those of you out there that have hit that like button, I should say thank you very much.
Like we dropped off a lot of people there right before I went live. Okay. Oh, now they're coming back. Now they're coming back. Now they're coming back. Tommy 2 Liters, how's it going? I'm here, Road Dog. Thank you for being here, my man. We got Grizz Oso, who was first today. Hey, Grizz, good to see ya. We got Tony S in the house. Team ZBCN. Is she pumping today? Is she doing something good? I'm not against taking some time and looking at altcoins today. I was going to kind of keep an eye on Bitcoin because that's what's happening right now. And we got Soul. How's it going, Soul? Always good to see ya. All right, well, we got 3 people hanging out, and that's just fine and dandy. That's enough for a little party here, and we got a party going on in the background. What we need, I think, we got our alien. What we need is our little astronaut out, right? Oh yeah, now it's a party. Now it's a party. All right, so Bitcoin. Wow, look at you, look at you. So I've had this target for a long time, an AB equals CD. I actually put a note up there with my little red arrow. That's a target that I was pulling. It was from this move. Oops, I screwed that up. It was from this move back here. Where we had a nice 382 retracement right there. AB equals CD, basically one of these type little moves right there takes us up to that target area. And well, maybe I didn't dial it in as good. Okay, well, maybe it was my fault. Let me draw my new line and see how that works. Okay, so that one, okay, that one got hit on. Well, anyway, regardless, my line looked to be was it a little bit off? No. Oh, don't let me trip. So I was looking for, and I went full on. It was a full on move from there. So I was been waiting, and since the closer we got to it, I'm paying more attention to it because it's one of my main targets. And it's one of those that we put out there when nobody ever believed it could ever happen. But the charts were telling me this area can be hit. Now she came up and got this one little level, but she didn't get my blue line, right? And that's one that I'm really looking at because these usually get nailed, right? So I kind of looking at it sideways. So maybe I didn't have something squared up. She went right below it, and I was like, huh. But we're so close. And then she started flipping bearish, and that made me think, well, this is supposed to be a reversal area. That's what I look for, reversal areas, things like these lines right here, something you go up to it, and then boom, something happens. Come close to it, and then we eventually finally, work our way through those areas. That's pivot points is what I target. And I thought this was going to be a pivot point, and it's not. I'm a little bit disappointed, but then happy at the same time. We got this dotted trend line, and what that is our all-time high. We're right up to it. You could say we're double topping. So there's a scenario where we could be doing a double top in Bitcoin. However, the indicators are still very bullish, so I wouldn't be afraid of that. Our weekly MACD is probably our best indicator that, baby, the tide has changed. She's slow to come on the scene, but she brings all the momentum. She's our big, overweight, heavy, drunken, happy aunt that loves to party. That's her. And she's here at the party, and she's passing out all the good stuff, and maybe some stuff that she shouldn't be papping now. There's probably going to be an overdose of hopium happening here at our watch party at some point, or just over the next few weeks here. There's going to be lots of hopium. Don't get caught up on too much hopium. We're going up. It looks good. We're overdue. That is not our all-time high. What the freak? I'm sorry. I'm not meaning to put out truce. Now I'm trying to remember why I have a dotted line there. I thought it was my all-time. My bad. I'm misspeaking. Let's take you over here and let's now make it our all-time high. We have not. I stand corrected there. Dial this little sucker in. I'm getting ready to clean off my chart here so that I can see it a little bit better. Okay, so I misspoke on that. All-time high is just a little bit above your 110. We're almost there. Now I'm curious, what was my dotted line? Because that one got nailed. I should have put a note on that little booger. That one hit it. Perfect. So all I'm doing is that we're just kind of following the trend lines of Bitcoin, and I'm just here on the smaller time frame, carrying certain levels. As a matter of fact, see, I've got a measure move from the rising wedge at 113, 114. Those are targets that are coming in on our fibs that are kind of hot. And right now, I'm going to go ahead and clean off some of this old stuff here, so we don't have any biases, even our old targets there. Let's get all that stuff out of here. Get it out of here. We want fresh looks at the stuff so that we don't have any biases. And the best thing to do that I found, well, it's just, I'm going to clear my whole chart. Just clear the whole chart. Clear it all. My main idea was over here. We did save that over here. Oh my God, did we delete it? this little guy, following this trend line as best we can, and it started making a rising wedge, which is bearish. And at this point, we broke to the upside, and I'm like, well, that's not supposed to happen. And then when it does, it's usually a sign of parabolic activity. So I was very pleased that we located this underside trend line and even the channel that we're currently in right now. We popped back into this channel we were in back in March, going up before we took a bigger dump, and now we popped. That's bullish. And now we're looking at, well, are we going to pop out of this? Because all these are bearish formations, and any pop to the upside of these leads to stronger moves. So we got out of this one, came back, retested this white trend line for a while, and then it started looking iffy. And all the at levels of resistance for Fibonacci 886. That's deep. That's usually the deepest you go before you come back for a correction. Even 786 was looking at that area, 102, possibly to come back down for resistance. Or come back for a retest. Never happened. Remained true for this line, and once we established that, I was like, she's getting ready. She's starting to look like the scenario that we dreamed of and thought we would never see for a long time when we were back here. Honestly, I and everybody else, I think, was looking at getting rejected here about the 618 and coming back down. That did not happen. That would have been great area to really snag some more Bitcoin cheaper, but she decided to go off without us. And we're at that point in the market, I think, where we're going to start seeing a lot more of that. Pullbacks can be kind of crazy. They can be 25 to 30%, so get ready for that. We go up to $130. We could easily come back to retest 100,000. I mean, that's the game we're playing in Bitcoin. So we don't want to get too overextended. Keep those ideas. If you're playing spot and you got a spot Bitcoin bag, you're doing the smart thing. I highly recommend that you do that. And here we are. I'm on the 4 hour and she's looking good. So we broke above this area that we should have got rejected from. And on any other chart we were looking for, and we got, but now we got it and retested it bullishly. This is it. We clear these levels, we go to our higher levels over here. And that's where we're headed. So the big target I've got is going to be 114 and 119. I'm going to double check those really quick just to make sure where you are. My fibs are all aligned and beautiful, and I'm going to do that on the nice clean chart that we have over here. Maybe after I take some profit on this Bitcoin right here, I took about two at 90,000. We're at all-time highs. I think I will close that position. Whoa! So just as a reminder, I did this. This is paper trading. This is not real money. And at some point they threw some leverage in, so it's really kind of skewed. What I was looking at was a $100 paper trading account that you can get on TradingView. And throughout this bull market, I've just, I started thinking about it over when we were around 26,000. I'm going to start. I should just go ahead and put some Bitcoin orders in on this. And this has proven to me, and it should prove to everybody, that if you played Bitcoin, instead of chasing altcoins, because I was chasing altcoins, I was using some Bitcoin to chase altcoins. That was not the smartest idea. That did not work out good because they lost value against Bitcoin. So that Bitcoin is kind of like until it comes back at the end of the thing. So that was a lost cause. But this kind of proves how strong Bitcoin is. And holding the Bitcoin, man, this thing was a $100,000 account. I'm down $1 million on an altcoin play, and I'm still up over $1 million or $1.8 million. How crazy is that? It's all Bitcoin. All Bitcoin. All the gains were made in Bitcoin. Bitcoin. Sound like Michael Saylor. Bitcoin. That's a great little lesson. So that little arrow represents me selling. All right, so let's get our targets in the line here. We're going to go from swing high to our swing low. Down here at 74. Where were we, about 74,600? Wow. It was so scary down there, and when you start getting your nerve and adding back, and I was being cautious, but adding, but just adding cautious, and it was if there were more conviction that we could do something like that, well, definitely, I'm sure we all would have went heavier, but we never know. We never know what's going on at the time, right? And we just established this big ass trend line going right here. Respecting the hell out of it. 1, 2, 3 humps, and looks like we're going to break the rules and go for extra crispy humps there or something. I want to turn on Elliott Wave sometimes to get his opinion. Now he thinks we're at the tops. No, he thinks we are. What are you saying, Elliott? Yeah, you think we got a 5 wave in? So he changes his mind all the freaking time here. Is this your 1 wave? This is your 2? Why not this one and this one? See, now he's changing his mind. We've been looking at Elliott Wave on the weekly for a while, and then that's the one that's been really bullish. So I was like, dang, Elliott. And I kind of like that, so that was interesting. We're not an Elliott Wave person, but we'll check in with Elliott because sometimes he can help us, not to miss moves. Did I lose my trend line? Did I race you? I guess I did. Let's just turn you off, Elliott. 12 people hanging out. Glad to have you here. I'll be right to the chat just shortly. I'm just going to tag these lines real quick. From this particular chart, and I'm on CoinTrendz. That's where I'm trading the majority of this stuff. So we're not back up to all-time high just yet. We're just right under it. So we can assume that it's probably going to come. It would suck to come all this way just to come up and say, "Oh, hey, see ya," and turn around and go back. That would piss a lot of people off. Maybe it'll do it just to piss people off and then come back. I don't know. We don't know what price action is going to do, but chances are, the way this market is, they're going to push on through. Our next target going to be right around the $114,700 area and then $119.20. I think a lot of other people get some of these same targets too, from whatever methods that they are using. I'm going to label this guy, but that doesn't mean that that's where it stops. But these are the two places that we can expect some kind of reaction. The red one right up here at 120 being the stronger reaction that we should expect. So I really like this one, and it's hard for me to see. Man, we're at 108, that we're going to be at 120. That's just hard for me to imagine right now, and probably for a lot of you people. Until it happens, we're like, oh crap. And then we get the moments like, all of a sudden, $120 Bitcoin sounds kind of good. Maybe I should buy some. Isn't that crazy how the mindset sets when it was, 88, 92, 96? It wasn't, that's a little high. I'm going to wait till it comes lower. I want to wait till that's too. No, I don't want to chase. I don't want to chase. No, we don't chase. 120 Bitcoin looks good though. Yeah. So we got to be very careful because those thoughts will come in. They will come in. All right. But these are areas that we should be retracing back. And, once we hit these areas, whatever they may be, let's take a scenario here. We'll do the same thing. We'll go from swing low up to that swing high. Let's say if it's we just come up to 114 and pull back. Well, we're going to look for this area right here at 105 to be retested, right where we just broke out. So that holds some credence. I'll look for that, and then this guy. I'm going to be targeting the 236 fibs and the 382 fibs for these bigger moves, because if we are in full bull here, if we're getting ready to do what we did back in 2020, which is this, that's what we're looking for. That's exactly what we're looking for. So for the major pullbacks, they're usually about a 0.5. But for the smaller ones, yeah, because it will pull back shallow and then take off and go crazy. So we want to pay attention to these particular areas. In my personal opinion, doesn't mean blindly buy there, because she will fake you out a lot on those 236s. They're not strong. They're not known to hold very often, right? When they come back here, they're not holding. So that was the idea. Say if we bounce from 113, 114 area, let's go and pull it up to. Let's say we get up to 120. Well, if we get up to 120. Well, that pullback would be right back to where we are, retesting all-time highs. That kind of makes sense, doesn't it? With the 382 being just right below where we were. So wherever we go, once we finally get our little 5 waves up or whatever, wherever we get our correction, like I said, I'm not an Elliott Wave theorist. It's not my main thing, but I do respect the concepts and the pullbacks. ABC, it's usually a two-way thing. Could come all the way back to 96, could test 102. That's very strong possibility right there. Retesting that. We don't know, but we're kind of speculating for some ideas of what we might be looking for. But we're at the areas to be looking for higher highs. If it's going to make a higher high, I'm looking for these two guys right there. And then wait and see what reaction we get. And are you gonna think it's that? So it's getting very exciting to be in crypto and Bitcoin, except for altcoins, though, because they still suck right now. I mean, this will help them out a little bit, but altcoins in general, man, are you doing any better now? So I was looking for the possibility of altcoins to come back and retest this area down here. So far it's not happened, but it's still on the table and it could still happen, and it would suck if it does. That would mean Bitcoin continues to go up and altcoins just kind of roll over and then start working on something, running behind the scene. Really don't want that to happen. Don't need any kind of downward channels to be playing with here, which we've got. The lucky thing about downward channels is that they're bullish to break to the upside, but you know, it's kind of early for this one. I hope it does. It looks like it's trying to do something here. Let's check you out and see if you got a point of support there that you're bouncing off of. 0.5. Okay. We'll mark that little guy, make note of it. Yeah, give us a point of reference there on total 3. It looks like it's trying. If we can get past this little red line here that we're flirting with, maybe we can come up and add, you know, about another 50-60 billion into altcoins. It needs it. That would be great. Another idea we can look at, if we're looking at this trend line, then it was a fall-in wedge that may have broke out early, in my opinion. They usually go about 70% of the way, 70-75% of the way into the falling wedge before they break out, as a rule of thumb. So this would be an early breakout from that if it be true. So right now all we can do is just watch the price action and hope that it gets up above here. If it does, then we might have cleared that area and be going higher. Otherwise, man, we can roll over in altcoins. Sad but true. We'll take a look over here at here's what we got for altcoins now. See, they flipped negative on well, so did Bitcoin too, technically, on the daily MACD. So we're watching. What we need to see is for stochastics to continue to come down a little bit, or just flip around. That would be cool. With money flow is in the green, and here's some good signs here. So maybe we're trying to reclaim this little green area and get above that little red area. Maybe we're trying to slowly come up. Maybe instead of coming back down here, maybe we are, you know, subtly turning parabolic and forming a higher channel. And I like that idea, and it's kind of there. It's kind of trying to form to where, you know, this might be our new channel, and then we bounce off the bottom of the channel, and then we go to the top of the channel, and then that's the fun ride. That takes us to $1 trillion. Hopefully that's what we're doing. So the scenario that we're hoping for is just to bounce from here and go up to $1 trillion. Cross our fingers that this will, you know, Bitcoin's bump up will help us out. So far, smaller time frames. I mean, yeah, you're trying. So if we look at this idea here, we've got a breakout that we can try to follow here for altcoins. Let's hope. 2 hour is looking kind of juicy. I know what I'm missing. I'm missing my moving averages, and they tell me so much. They're the real secret sauce right here on the channel, or part of it. Them and the fibs. This looks good on the 2 hour. Let me go to the 4 hour just to check you out. Bigger ones are still a little bearish, but they're trying to flip around. They're trying to do good. It's just okay. That's good. It's starting to look a little promising, but I need to see us get higher over here. So we'll keep an eye on this. If we do that, you can argue, you know, we're trying to make a bottom formation here. I argue about this trend line. I like that line, how it's respecting that angle, and a breakout possible, and we should be coming back up here. So hopefully, oh, was that just happened? Are you spiking right now? No, not really. You're still fighting with the level. I think it looks promising. So Bitcoin go up, and then altcoins kind of trickle up a little bit. And looking at our results today, nice moves out of altcoins today. 3, 4, 5, or 2-3% on average right there. Virtual is up over $2. Whiff is, oh yay, Whiff, you're at 114. You track it, baby. You do it. Make daddy happy. You pump that back, baby. Go get it, baby. All right, Fart Coins at 136. Yeah, remember when Fart Coins at 50 something cents? You're like, yeah, that's probably never going to do anything. That sucks. What about old Trump Coin? That's never going to do anything. Hey, there's going to be a dinner. Suddenly, everybody wants to do their thing again, right? You never know what's going to happen. All it is narrative. A good piece of news. Sentiment just starts changing, and everything. Money just starts flowing into this stuff. And if money starts flowing in, you already got a position, then you can take some money out, and that's the hope of it. But man, they've just been decimated. Altcoins have just been, it's been the worst play in crypto. I mean, compared to Bitcoin, it just has been. There's no denying that. Let me come over and say hello to the chat and hope that I got my dang microphone on, because that would be embarrassing. Thank God. Thank you, Jesus. All right. 13 people hanging out, and well, let's see what you guys are talking about. So we got Grizz, Tony S, Soul, Tommy 2 Liters. Uh-oh. What happened? What? My computer's there we go. Possessed. Chat box just went crazy. There's Grizz, Bullish on Parade, Chief and Keith. Cheers to you guys, man. Bullish. Early stream, you been asleep yet? I woke up in my chair, so I dozed off at some point. And I thought, well, hey, man, Bitcoin looking kind of bullish. Let's have a watch party. Nothing else going on right now. Did we look at dominance? Wonder if alts are going to suffer. Alts always suffer when dominance is doing that. Let's go check that one. I can look over here shortly. Total 3. I've got it over here. We're still. I don't know if you can't see it because of that girl. Let's put her into the. Here we are. I'm on the. Let me zoom out. Zoom out. Zoom out. So she's still trying to go up there, right? And this should be the same chart we were looking at on the other one. Let me. Why are you yellow? Oh, yeah, update this chart. So here's the bad thing. If this is our 618 Fibonacci here, we're hoping that we get rejected at. She's trying to break up above it. Now maybe she's playing with us because let's see, we're on the 2 hour. I mean, there's still some weight down here that. Oh man, the bigger ones. Look, let's go to 4 hour. We got a bearish cross of 100 over 200. So that kind of sandbags us a little bit for jumping up. But man, it looks like we're going to come back up and try to retest this area over here. That would suck. Might be coming back up to our little trend line here. A lot of times we look for, you know, a retest of the actual breakout price, which happens to be the 618 to roll over. That would be ideal. Or come up there. If it comes up that way, then we're going to feel it in altcoins. They're going to not do as well. But anytime that this goes down, anytime we get a rejection on Bitcoin dominance, that's when we really see the gains out of altcoins. That's when altcoins are starting to really pop and make us money, and that's exactly what we want them to do. So it's all about Bitcoin dominance. What this means is that out of all the money in the market, 64% of it and growing is basically focused on Bitcoin, and this is all the new institutional money and everything, all the money. And that's where it's mostly going. That's why we're seeing this being so strong. And they're not interested in altcoins right now. So I'm going to flip over, check out my indicators, and they're at top levels, but they can kind of get plugged in right there. Let's go to the bigger time frame. This is what concerns me right here. The daily for Bitcoin dominance, just like Bitcoin, she's flipping bullish. So that suggests that this may have just been a little gift, and then we go up and we start coming back up to these higher areas. That would not be great for altcoins for that to happen. So we got a few little ideas of hope here on the daily. Now the 9 moving average is still down here, hasn't crossed bullish. Maybe we can get a pullback. Maybe let's still hope for a pullback here, but it's not looking like it. It's not looking like it, honestly. It's looking like she still got a lot of strength there. We do have this internal trend line that got broke, so that is also another thing to look at there as resistance. Let me make him dark. So if we do come up, if we do break through, I'm looking at that trend line. That sets us up for that rejection at 786 and trend line here. So that's kind of our plan B hope, and it looks like we might be trying to do that. So maybe altcoins just kind of sit back on the sidelines and watch Bitcoin have the party, and some of them go up, some of them just stay sideways, and some of them go down. It's just a whole mixed bag. And normally you would say, well, look for the best projects, the strongest projects, but then it turns out to be the damn little meme coin that nobody was paying attention to last week. Decided, hey, look, I'm here, and I'm the hot thing now. Come by me. And the whole market goes chase after a freaking meme. It is what it is, and I got memes too because that's where the money's at. We are total degens. Thomas, welcome to the yacht party. Tell us how you made your millions. I was on. I forgot the squirrel's name. What was the squirrel's name? The little coin? Oh my God. Peanut. I was playing Baby Peanut with 100x leverage, and now I'm a Baby Peanut billionaire. Yeah. I turned $5,000 into $2.5 million. Crazy as it freaking seems. Then they rug pulled, but not before I did. Oh God, what? Maybe I was the rug puller. All right, so that's kind of concerning there. And here on the smaller time frames, what's she doing right now? She's look like she's making a little flag formation right above the 618, and well, that's that could break up. I'm just saying. Also, here is a 6-minute time frame. You got the nice little parabolic curve that we're coming to. Now break the parabolic curve, maybe we can dumb down, but right now everything's saying short-term time frame, Bitcoin dominance getting ready to pop up, baby. Or has a good chance. We'll say it has a good chance to continue popping. So that kind of sucks for altcoins. But yet they're still doing okay. They're making some gains, just not as good as Bitcoin, they're just kind of lagging a little bit. But speaking of Bitcoin, where are we at right now? Yeah, baby. She's hanging out there really nice and tight right up there. And now I have no lines to look at over here. I need some more lines on my chart, mister. Tell me what's going on. Where am I on the 6-minute time frame? That's kind of crazy to be that low. Okay, back zooming out, and we got our line. So the 1095, that one is a great line, and that is our all-time high. That is not one of my fib targets. Basically, the bigger ones we still got here. I'll reiterate: 114, 119. Now I don't know if that's going to shoot up there. We need to break this little puppy down, and let's get us some smaller ideas here. Out in the 1 hour, we got a trend line being heavily respected. Possible breakout idea if you're following the local trend line right here. Well, from almost any trend line idea that you got going on, you've got a breakout. One could just take the measured move from that to that, but there, and that's throwing us up about 113 area. I'm not going to draw those lines. It's kind of boring to watch it on the 1 hour, but she looks nice and strong there. Indicators looking all pretty good. Stochastics are topped out, but they can stay that way while our price continues on up like it did over here and do lots of things. And she looking bullish AF. So we're going to come down to smaller time frames now because that's how we do a watch party. But before we do, I'm just going to point out 6-minute got the old green dot. Stochastic. Here's what's been kind of tricky, man. The MACD on these smaller time frames has been flipping bearish, but then we've been going bullish. MACD is on smaller, has not been very accurate to help you gauge whether there's going to be a pullback or not. So if you're watching MACD, it may be throwing you off your game a little bit. It's been throwing me off my game a little bit. She's a lagging indicator, and even on the smaller time frames, I mean, it's old news that she's giving you there, but when it kicks in, it's solid news when she kicks in. Right now, we're getting a breakout for Bitcoin, and I am adding to my position because we're above the 9-moving average. I know it sounds crazy. I'm going to come down to the 1 minute just to verify, but there should be a little breakout play right here, right now. Or it already happened. It already happened and did a retest. For some people, though, they'd be doing this and look, you got another breakout. Might get a little retest of that idea too. So 2 little breakout ideas right there. This was the juicy one. Right here at 108.8. We're at 109, 128. It looks like she's gonna, yeah. So here we are, 1 minute time frame, holding the 9-moving average. She did not make a higher high from this area just yet. We got a new little bottom trend line here, so I like that idea. And I'm getting ready to, I believe, add to a position. Let me see if it's applicable. Oh, snap! Let's see. I've got a couple positions that are up 15x leverage. They're up 23%. My entry was around, my average entry is around 107.5, 107.3. And so those are at a good place to add. So what I'm going to do before I add, I want some confirmation. I want it to be total degen, but we're above the 9. 21's here. I just want to make sure that's, let me see a green candle here. And especially great if we hold at 9. I wouldn't mind testing at 21. Ideally, if we were going to do this, you know, we will wait on the smaller time. Give it a little time. Give it a little time. Let her pull back, and then let her start going bullish. Look, I sold her head. Oh man, I hate it when people do that. What you have is a series of higher highs and higher lows, and then finally a lower high. And it could break this whole structure. It could. So that's what we're waiting to see here. See if we get reaction here. If this holds, then I'm adding to my position. If it doesn't, then I'll take some profits. A little bit. I don't want to ruin my entry. Let me tighten up my trend lines because I'm a candle body person. Do we need to go to the 10-second chart? Sometimes I do. Just to see what kind of reaction we're getting right there. It's a 100 moving average on this particular chart. She got the green light. Bears crossed there. Might have to work out some stuff here. But that looks... Call me stupid, but... Giving her a few minutes here. Oh, nice. That got above the 9 moving average there. Let me go back to the 1 minute and see what we got. It would be ballsy to go in now. That would be total degen without waiting for confirmation. I'm just saying because she still could come down. $10-second. Ah, see, here she comes down. See, told you. She could. Bears crosses there. Bears crosses. Let's see how far she comes down. Broke that trend line. Why don't we just fib her out? Okay. Well, let's fib her out. That's probably the best way. Anyways, 386 area holding. I'm in. I like it. You're in already? No. I'm seriously thinking about it. Now we're starting to make higher highs on this one. And let's come back to the 1 minute. She got her first green candle there, bouncing off 382. That's good for me. I'm going. I'm putting some in. $500. Added to my trade there. Did we get it? All right, and then we go over. I got too many accounts going on. I got my BitUnix account going on over here. Can I pull that one up over here? All right, let me get my BitUnix account. I'm going to cancel all these little guys. Oh, you coming down? Well, I guess I'm not going to just jump right in on you over here just yet. So this is a tiny account that I've been off my game on. I've taken a lot of little small losses on this and a lot of little degen plays that got stopped out and this and that, and so I've not been doing as good. It's hard to grow a small account. It's easier to grow a bigger account. That's why a small account is such a challenge. That's why you don't see many people on YouTube doing $100 to $1,000 challenge, because it's hard as hell and it's boring AF. But it's a reality for most people that get into crypto. They're only starting with a small amount, maybe $100 or $500, or a situation where you start out with $500 or $1,000, but you find yourself with just $100 and want to change the around. It's those kind of situations that I kind of speak to with the small $100 accounts, and it can be done. And what, January 2 years ago, I had a $100 to $1,000 challenge, and we did it in January, but it was all catching that big move up. That was, that's how you got to do it. You can't do it through chop. The chop takes it away, and obviously I've given a lot away through chop. And the big run up didn't quite do it for me with all those little meme plays that I had. So that kind of ate those things. So I'm kind of curious here. I've got a little bit of a position already, so I forgot about that. I put a little nibble in there earlier. So if you, what I'm going to do, 108.382. This is going to be a nice move if we get it up there. If we come back and retest in there, I'll be looking at 108.687. I'm going to put me a little order right. Oh, well, that was not the right spot. I'll try and put you right here. She's a little DJ play. Oh, we already did our line there. And I'm not sure if she's going to even hit it. I'm going to leave it there. Yeah, I'm not. If she comes down for a lower low, she will stop me out. And I'm kind of letting this one. I'm letting this. I'm being a little. It's being steep. Let's definitely set a stop loss. So I'm going to set one way down here, just so I won't get decimated if something weird ass happens and we start dropping crazy. But that's a bigger loss than I really want to take. But now we're getting into profit. She's starting to break out. I'm not going to add to this one here because I've already had the position. I'll wait for a pullback and then add to it. So I forgot I already DG'd in a little bit there. So nice. Now we're starting to break to the upside, and it makes me want to add more. Got started. We just got above our higher high. Now this is where some people will be coming in. This is where some people will be saying, oh man, we just cleared this level. I'm going to take a little nibble, or I'm going all in. I don't like to do this, but that is a common practice and a way to enter. Every time I do this, and this is what I've been doing this on my, this is how I got caught up with my negative, a lot of my trades, a lot of these little guys trying to buy the little breakouts over a high. That's how my big units, a lot of those trades is what caused my big units count to go down, because you make a higher high and then a lot of times you make a higher low and then or dump, right? And then you end up getting stopped out or whatever, or worse, into a negative trade. So I'm not a big fan of that. I don't like it. Every time I do, I don't have luck with it. So that's what turned me into be a bottom feeder and buying on bottom of trend lines, finding trend lines and buying them. Because every time I do that, you come in, look, it's time to go in, because that's what you're told, right? We broke that level, let's go. And that's legit. It is. I'm not saying anything about it. I'm just saying you gotta finesse your system to that strategy where maybe you only put like 10% in, 25%. Putting 50% in there could go against you, because the idea is that price goes up and then comes down and retest. That's the idea, but that's not what happens. This is usually the come up and then this is the retest, and that's what usually happens with those ideas. Just look right here, you buy it and then it comes back down here. And you're hoping that it's going to bounce. Well, if you think it's going to bounce there, then why aren't we trying to enter here? That's my logic, my thought on it. And since I started doing that, when I do that, I win more trades. When I do this idea up here, I lose more. And I proved it again to myself with the big Unix account, because that was a lot of the situations that I had that where I was into. And still, then you got the idea, well, we got to wait till we break this level. It did. Well, enter there. And it's pulled back. So that's what turned me into being a bottom feeder and entering in on bottom trend lines. Because look at this idea. Let's take this idea. Let's say if you're waiting for it to break this level. All right, so you got a trade set up, right? Oh, that's not it. All right, and you got a target. Let's say we got I don't know, just a decent little target up here. 109, that's reasonable. All right, so if you do that, where you got to set your stop loss? Well, you're going to probably set it below the low, which could get taken out. And it doesn't look huge here on Bitcoin, 0.28%. On an altcoin, you'd be looking probably about 30%, and that's huge. This is huge on margin on leverage. If you were doing a 10x, that'd be too. It's not that bad, but still. you got a bigger risk to reward ratio. However, if you catch it around the bottom of the trend line, let's say if she does come back down, and I'm not saying that she will, to the bottom of the trend line, and we do the same thing, we've reduced our risks to get into that trade, and we get more risk to reward ratio and more profit. So it just makes more sense to buy bottoms than try to go in when we make a new high. Does that make sense? And then, when you do that, you're looking at it dropping anyway. So little nibbles and then adding more as she drops, scaling in is what I recommend if you're in that situation where, okay, well, she went higher, we're going to take a little nibble, a little small nibble, and then bigger nibbles at the better places, in my personal opinion. But that's why I'm a bottom feeder. And I think I'm not the only one. A lot of people have that same idea too. When you buy breakouts, that's the first thing that they teach you when you're trading, especially pattern trading, or trend lines or anything like that. This would be your thing where it's like a symmetrical triangle looking thing and they suck. But anyway, or maybe a bull pennant or something like that. And you buy the breakout, right? And like you're sitting here waiting on your time frame and everything, and oh, we finally got it. Here's the breakout. I'm buying. And she goes up, and then, there's a retracement. And the idea is also buy the retracement of the trend line, right? But a lot of times it's so easy for them to bring it back in the pattern, and, you put your stop loss inside the pattern. That's what they tell you. Or, if you're ballsy, put it down here. But they come back and especially a symmetrical triangle, they can do this a lot. They can do some crazy stuff. So buying the breakouts, you get stopped out a lot, and maybe you don't have the conviction, or maybe they just come back and get your stop and then they take off. That happens all the time. So people get tired of being that and getting stopped out and losing that little percentage or whatever, because that adds up, man. Every little stop out, every little lost thing. But buying the bottom of the trend line or close to it, man, that's just the way it goes. And I look for this. Now we're deviating from that trend line. This is getting ready to freaking go up. We had this solid trend line, and now we're starting to deviate from it. We're showing some slight curvature. That's bullish AF. So from this idea, if we start coming up here, this little pennant idea will start turning into a probably an ascending triangle idea for some people. I don't think got enough touches for it, but so I think pennant idea is fine. It looks like it honestly, it looks like this was where we were. It was this idea. Came back, retest. And this trend line, it's the bottom. When we're in an upward trend, man, this bottom trend line, that's the main one you want to focus on, man, for any kind of entry. And the top trend lines for breakouts, and just, you always go lighter on the top trend line breakout and more heavier on the bottom trend line respects is how I try to look at it. So watching Bitcoin here on the 1 minute, go for the all-time highs, which is this guy right over here. We'll paint him kind of, how about just gray? 109, man, that's hard to believe. Bitcoin being down to 15,000, 16,000, to $109,000. It's a boomer coin. Nobody wants Bitcoin. You get some altcoins, man. And here it is. We talked about that scenario, man. We talked about this scenario for the last couple of years when it comes to Bitcoin dominance. What would happen? Because it looked like, Bitcoin dominance doesn't stop, and this is Bitcoin's cycle. There's no denying that this cycle right here is all on Bitcoin. And we were talking about that, for the past 2 years in the scenario, man. What's it going to do for altcoins? And I wish I'd taken that speculation a little more serious, because we talked about, if Bitcoin dominant, we knew what would happen if the scenario happened. We talked about the scenario if Bitcoin dominance just keeps going straight up and up, and we're not, we don't get rejected at these areas, because a lot of people, they were calling for altcoin season somewhere around here. There's been so many calls for altcoin season. You can think about a few months ago. It's altcoin. It's not altcoin season until we hit major areas on Bitcoin dominance, and this was an altcoin season. This was altcoins. That's altcoin season. This is altcoin rally, and it was a nice one. And a lot of people were calling that altcoin season, DeFi summer back in 2019. But this was it, man, right there. That was December. That was January 2021, and from there until December, and even on through onto December 2022. For that whole year, there was some decent plays there with altcoins for a little while, but mostly from January to May of 2021 when we topped out. So when Bitcoin is topping her all-time highs, when Bitcoin was at its all-time high in May, altcoins were the dominance was all the way down here. Isn't that kind of crazy? Let's take a look at Bitcoin there. December 2020, where were you? That was down here. Okay. So Bitcoin dominance definitely pumping up. 13 people hanging out with me. So glad to have you. There we go. We broke our all-time highs, ladies and gentlemen. It has just now happened. We need some fireworks. We need some pump songs. We need to celebrate right now. Now we're giving it back. Oh my God. Do we need a local target? We could get her a little local target. Did she hit it? I think did she 113 us? She looked like she 113 us. She 113 us, and now we're getting the pullback from our all-time highs. But this is it. All-time highs have been breached, ladies and gentlemen. We have been rejected by the all-time high. Currently. Bonus AF. Here on the 1 minute. Now they're thinking, oh man, we got rejected, dude. It's time to go back and attack that little sucker again. Is it time to buy or is it time to sell? I'm going to say it's time to add. Come on, baby. She ain't playing. Whoa! Now there's a chance she might just come down and slap us down and say, oh, this is it. We're going to do this funky little... It's a nice trend line, I'm taking a chance with it. Yep. All right, baby, it's on. We're in price discovery for Bitcoin, and what does that mean? It means we ain't never been. Is that right? Wait a minute. Do I have that? Wait a minute. Is that all-time high? Oh snap! Crap! Oh shoot! We did it anyway. Yeah, we did do it. Okay. Well, I thought we partied too early. We did make all-time highs. We went just a smidgen above there. Had to zoom out. I'm on different charts here, so what we didn't label over here? Let's label it. This is my main chart. So right here. Oh, you didn't do it on CoinEx. Well, we get to have another all-time high party on this chart. Yay! We have not broken it over here on CoinEx. But we have on some other exchanges. Isn't that kind of crazy how that works? Arbitrage. All right, so we're on CoinEx waiting for our next all-time high to be broken on the chart. Can you do it, baby? Can you do it? I got faith in you that you can do it. Did we settle too early? I got my moon rockets ready. I got my hopium ready. I'm getting all my stuff ready for this, baby, because it's a happening. It's a happening. Now, we cleared our level. I FOMO'd in. I thought we broke all-time high. We're above this level now. Time to sell the house? Come on. No. You're buying the tops if you're buying Bitcoin right now. I'm just saying, you are actually literally buying the tops of Bitcoin. And, you know, this is the same place where people bought $65,000 Bitcoin last time and thought, yeah, looks awesome. Because it was the same place. It was out high. This looks like a great place to buy. I'm going to hold it for 10 years and then drop down to 15,000. You're like, oh, shit. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Rock and roll. Let me come back to the chat, see what you guys are talking about. Dominance is up a bit. Dominance is pushing up that high again any minute, says Chief and Keith. And I ain't talking about repacking the bong. I'm repacking the bong too, but let's keep this about Bitcoin. There's some little hopium for you. I have no playthings over here, do I? Let's see what you guys are talking. Oh, you chatting up. I like it. Chat rate's only 1 right now. 2 a.m. here, says MG Motorsports. Must not awake the neighbors. Let me move this over here. So I'm on the 1 minute, and we're just kind of gauging her up here. And let me put it where we can watch it. That's our all-time high on this CoinTrendz chart. What chart did we blast? What chart was it that it made it? What chart was this? This is Binance? Okay, so Binance, that's a major chart. Binance already got its all-time high. I think that's interesting. But on CoinTrendz, what about some other exchanges? Looks like it got it on a lot of other exchanges too. Just not on CoinTrendz. How weird is that? I find that interesting. Well, it's time for you to go get it over here on CoinTrendz. I got a line there. There we go. Now we're back. It looks bullish to me. She might want to do a little pullback to the 9 moving average. We don't need to see her break a trend line. Let me put it to the candle bodies. We don't need to see her break this line if it comes back. What is that? About 109.323 here on this particular chart. Let's see, price is 19,500. Some exchanges it's 19.6. So a little bit of arbitrage. Ooh, nice. Are you trying to do it right now? You trying to do it right now? Are you trying? Are you trying? Are you trying? You try. Come back to our chat here. 2 a.m. here, by the way. Must not wake numbers. Screw it. There's Jason. How's it going, Jason? Chief and Keith. By the way, it's now the 22nd of May here in Australia, which is officially my birthday. Hey, happy birthday, MG. Congratulations, my man. Whoops. Let me so we can see the clapping hands. We'll give you fireworks for your birthday. Happy birthday. Let's see. Do I have anything for birthdays? I used to have something for birthdays. It was over in the intro screen. Oh man, is she gone? She's not there anymore. I think I cleaned it out. Nope. Oh, we got a crazy alien there. Happy birthday, my man. I'm trying to get rid of the alien because he's kind of creepy. But we do have the cake girl for you. Ha ha! Enjoy your birthday, my friend. Enjoy your birthday.
For those of you who have been hitting that like button,
Lunch with Road Dog. It says Glittery Marshmallow. That's such a cool name. Is it your birthday too, Glittery Marshmallow? Well, happy birthday to you too. I guess we're going right back. It's a double birthday day. Woo! Happy birthday, Glittery Marshmallow and MG Motorsports. 2 people from 2 places across the world sharing the same day. DG and friends to the end. Happy birthday. Let me take us back to the charts.
for those of you who have been hitting that like
Well,
button,
I'm just going to have to give both of you guys the Bitcoin treatment for today, and that is fireworks and moon rockets. Happy birthday. So Bitcoin getting a pullback here on the 10-second chart. Don't be alarmed. Hey, Roll Brave, how's it going? Hope I said that right. Let me check the chat here. We're 10-second chart. Let me put it back on the 1 minute so people won't freak out. Oops. Where'd chat box go? Right here. So that's been throwing me with the MACD too, man. What's a good compromise indicator for the MACD? I think it's still a good indicator, but when Bitcoin being this bullish, I mean, she's been flipping red and then we've been going up. And even on the daily with MACD, it did that. And I mean, that was really thrilling because when that happened, I pay attention to MACD. I do not pay the MACD on the weekly. I learned that lesson. If there's any MACD chart to respect, it is the weekly MACD. And when she starts printing these little lighter bars on the weekly, you probably peaked already. Okay, every time. If this is why I think it's important to have MACD. If nothing else, then for the weekly, if nothing else, because it will guide you. And every time she crosses, you need to be out, or you need to be in if she crosses bullishly. And so she's already done that on the weekly, telling us, man, pack her bags. And was she lying? Hell no, she wasn't lying. We at all-time highs now. She ain't lying. But on the daily, that started messing with me, and then I started noticing on smaller time frames, especially over last night. Yeah, so you can't really trust what she said, especially on the smaller time frames right now. She is a lagging indicator, by the way. Is there a replacement for it? Well, MACD is based on moving averages, and I love the moving averages. So they have been helpful. They have been what's been keeping me out of trouble a lot too. Is doing them, and I've got a moving average strategy. I've got basically five moving averages, but I've added 3 more that even help me more. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't have a replacement idea for the MACD, other than we still pay attention to it, but take the red and the crossovers as a grain of salt. Right now, she's already for the daily. Now it's flipped blue. Now she's ready to go. Now you decided to, huh? Well, ain't that convenient? Trend lines are one of the best things too. So our moving averages here on the daily, the 50 is starting to come up onto the 200. It's kind of a shallow cross, but that will be our golden cross. Remember, we had the bear cross over here. It was coming down right before and right as we were dumping, and the market got scared. And then after it happened, what that means sell. That's technically a sell signal, right, on the daily. And what happened? That when we start coming up. So now here she crossed her bullishly, and then that's right before we got our big rise up, and that's kind of a situation that we're looking at right here. Is that going to happen? Are we somewhere like this? Are we kind of here? Are we here? In other words, if we're up at our all-time high area, let's do a fractal. Let's see how well a fractal kind of lines up over here. Let's take our bars pattern, and I'm gonna go from that second low. We don't really have that over here though. Yeah, that's not working. Let's go from this one. Well, that's just taking the whole fractal. I'm just trying to see if we got anything that looks. Well, that follows. Kind of get off here. This kind of lines. This kind of goes in. That's kind of where we are now. Let's see if we can put this one a little bit more to scale. So this area seems to line up. We get a little off there. This lines up really good right now from where we are. So let's take the bars pattern and line her up so we can see through it. Let's make her gray. How about making her gray? Or no, that's not working. How about red? take the color down a little bit. Can we see it? No. How about white? Maybe. I think we can see through that a little bit. So yeah. So if fractal will be true, says, you know, there could be a pullback. Is that right? From here down to 102, that would be nasty. I wouldn't put it past them. But eventually, at 116 by that fractal. Not that the points will. It's a speculation, but we could be doing something similar to this in price action. If so, then well, I mean this just repeats this pattern, and we're not going to repeat the exact same thing, or else, you know, all the charts would look exactly the same, just all repeating. But they do repeat kind of ideas and variations of those ideas, so that's kind of interesting. If the fractal be true, that would suggest, you know, maybe we get a little range going on up here. Wherever we do pump up to, we'll probably go up and then kind of range out a little bit, and our retrace will probably be part. I don't know. Let me get the full move is up here at 131, and I have heard 130 being thrown out there. I don't know if this is how they're getting their targets. More than likely, I mean, there's nothing else history unless you're taking some kind of measure move or doing some kind of fib extension. I did see somebody have I was watching somebody earlier today, and they had they had a fib pull, and it looked like they had to pull it from a speculation play. I don't know, because that was weird. I'm not really sure what they were doing, but judging by the levels that they had up here, you know, it looked like they pulled a fib and then were engaged. I don't know. I'm not sure exactly what they were doing. They weren't extensions; they were regular fib levels. I'm like, I'm not sure how you calculated that, my man. So I guess they had some kind of little special technique that they were using there. Back to the 1 minute, and I thought we were getting rejected, but no, we're still hanging strong. Still got that little variation there. So I'm going to tighten up my trend lines, and when it, especially smaller time frames, scalp trading, day trading, or something like that, I think this is what works best for me, and I like explaining it, because most people, I mean, a lot of people are being taught just whenever you get a thing, just kind of pretend it's going to be in some kind of flag, wherever that might, you know, doing something crazy, or you know, it kind of forms a bias, so I try not to do that. And I don't know, if everything's in a damn flag, then maybe you got a bias, or maybe you need to, I don't know. Flags don't always work out, if you haven't noticed, and they don't hit their measure moves all the time. That seems to be a more popular thing here on YouTube. Not the best strategy to put everything into a flag. I'm just going to say that. It's just not. They work out. It's like, yay, yay, yay. They don't work out. We just don't talk about it. Oh, well, that doesn't market's fault. Oh, well. Charge it to the game. And I'm like, well, no, charge it to that flag, because you probably could have found a better setup than a flag at that point in the game if you've been looking out. I don't know. I get kind of weird on that. Anyway. I was talking about trend line, but trend lines, however, what the flag people don't see when they're putting these flags out like this is, you know, you're also breaking some trend lines and may not get the results that you expect on that. That one would have gave you a little something, but it would not have given you, well, at least on the first impulse move. And then what are you going to do? Come back 2 weeks later and say, look, we met our target from this little bitty flag. And like, well, after she went down and stopped out and came back, yeah, that's not right. I mean, if you get a breakout from a flag, you would expect it to, you know, kind of do these things. Just, they can go up. So, and it takes a little while for flags to form, you know? I mean, for good ones to form. But anyway, trend line, that was the initial trend line, and it broke, and then we had secondary trend line. So I start watching these little guys. And every time that you break out of one of these guys, that's a good place to take a little profit. And the trend has the possibility of changing. And I would look for divergence over here. So I got higher highs there. We got lower highs here on our momentum wave. That's bearish divergence. I like to do it on the RSI. And that is, so here on the 1 minute, we got bearish divergence here. And that suggests that a lot of, normally I would look at that suggesting a possible trend change. But you got to take it with is that, no, is that the right? That's the, no, that's bearish divergence. That's the regular bearish divergence. But if we're in a real strong move, you know, you don't see that always play out. I mean, you had it over here on the momentum wave. Sometimes if we're on a parabolic, if the move is curving, I look for 3 instances of that, like triple bearish divergence is what some people call it. And that third one usually sticks. So now I'm looking for us to come back and test the bottom of our trend line, and we need it to hold. If it doesn't hold, and she comes back and wicks this line, I'm going to be like looking at her sideways and go, don't know if I trust you as much anymore. Again, I'm pulling my fibs and I'm looking at this 236 area because I think she's got a good chance to try to bounce there, or maybe at the 382. 382 would break her trend line though, right? Breaks her rules for this game. So I think she might have a sneaky retest right here at this guy. I need to put them as a new color or something. She hadn't even touched it yet. Walk a shoulder heading, maybe. Is it kind of too early to call? You're gonna get a. That's an idea. There might be a top pattern playing out here, and it may have some effect. Let's see what other ideas we got here. Look, it's a rising wedge. You can see that. Oh, that would suck to come back down to one. Well, it wouldn't suck. If we break this, then I would be looking down at the bottom of this guy. So we're flirting with breaking our trend line right now in the 236. So we either bounce here or here was that idea that maybe we come down and test the 382, which is breaking the trend line, and it could wick back in and fake us out. That might be an idea. When we start breaking trend lines, though, I start getting a little doubtful. Look, it didn't even make the shoulder, head and shoulder, though. Huh? We got everybody all nervous for no reason. Breaking the trend line is the main thing. So now this is a sign of weakness for me. But there's a chance you might pick out and get back in there and then go up. So let's see what happens. As bullish as it has been, I wouldn't expect. I would. Okay, so if it does that, makes a swing failure pattern or bear trap idea, it's bullish. And what we'd be doing is stop loss hunting. That's usually. And when you see them starting to do a lot of stop loss hunting, like dipping in and then getting back in, and then we taking off. Yeah, that's part of the game plan. That's why I like that. That's why I look for those bear traps and stop loss hunts, things like that. Even where they just wick down and get back into the pattern. That's them clearing it out for a big move. They're like, let's get these suckers and take their money and then run away, make them chase. Is this going to be that? This is actually looking like we actually lost it with the 1 minute candle body actually closing below it. So we're going to bounce here, or we're going to get the deeper ass retrace. Anything below the 382 is going to be a little bit more bearish than what we would expect to see, considering we are just broken our all-time highs on most charts. And so are they looking for a possible rollover, double top kind of scenario? I mean, that's a legitimate thing to look at right now. It would suck if we came out, oh, Bitcoin double top this cycle at 109, 110,000. That's it. That's over. Bear market's here. That would suck. Don't want that. Sell it, me. Go away. Oh my God. What if that's true? Remember the weekly MACD just now flipped green, so I'm not leaning into that, but that is a thing, and that was one of the game plans. You know, if we went bullish all April, February, March and April, like we thought was going to happen by the time frames. You know, it was entertaining. And selling may walk away because we're coming into summer, and summer will slow things down. I'm sorry to say, but it will. Now, back in 2019, I think we did have DeFi summer, where DeFi was, DeFi came out and it was something new and started taking off. And we did good there for altcoins, especially Ethereum and altcoins did really good. Can we get that out of altcoins this summer? I don't know. Last summer sucked. God. Made me question why the hell I ever got in altcoins to begin with. But by that time, I was kind of stuck with them, all of this work. So we lost our 382, so we're doing something a little deeper here. Cautious signs for Bitcoin. Gosh darn it. Am I in the negative now? No, I'm still in the positive. I added too many trades over here, though, and now they're going to be in drawdown for that. This stupid road dog got fucked. We're cool. And my little DGen. Trend line. Okay, so this, we were looking at trend lines earlier. This was the secondary trend line. We'd be looking and saying, no, it's like she's deviating. She's getting bearish. So we got a couple of ideas of places that she could be coming back to test trend line wise. 1084, 706. Why don't you just pull your fibs? You're always playing with your fibs. We'll take this bigger move into account here instead of the little impulse that we were looking at. Shoot, technically, we should just come all the way back down to the model. And we'll look at that 382 to hold right there. All right, so this is the whole move. And I was focusing on just this little section for the 382s. This 382 should have a lot more weight if it's going to hold. And then, unfortunately, this 78 or 382, that 236 area. So I'm talking fibs. You see, saying these same numbers over and over, and I don't know what it means because price is not there. What the hell? Let's see if we can get a reaction somewhere around 108.9. Or at worst, down here, 200 moving average, 382, 108.4. Let's look at those guys. We lost this. I would say that we have reached some kind of a 5 wave by this structure. This was probably a 3, 4, 5, and working on an A, B, C correction. Is that what you got? Yeah. A 3 wave, 4 wave, 5 wave, A, B. Might come up and then drop back down to one of these areas. So a little bit of a pullback. New all-time high for Bitcoin on most charts, just not on this one on CoinX. So I'm still waiting to have a party over here. Yay. Party. I want to come to the 5-minute time frame just to kind of see what it's doing. And here we got a bullish cross with 100 over the 200. Now, how many times have you guys heard me talk about this? About two out of 3 times when this happens, it's bullish, right? 100's crossing 200. Bullish, bullish, bullish. So many times, 2 out of 3 times is what I've come up with as a gauge, as a rule of thumb. That we get a pullback on that, and sometimes it can actually come back and touch that guy. So they may have to meet somewhere in the middle and talk. Keep that idea. Well, that sucks. What would that do? Well, that's getting out of our 236 bullish retracement areas. That's starting to get us back into this area of a 618 pullback. That would be like a retest of this breakout. Oh, the cup and handle to the upside. Actually, you could have played that for a couple. It's kind of a very small handle, but you could. Or you could have just, played it as the easiest way, a channel idea. Because that's really all a cup and handle is a channel. When you take the measure correctly, look at that. Boom. Just doing the channel. Or cup and handle too, I guess. As long as you didn't put it at the breakout of the flag, because that's what they teach you. The real one, the way to do it is to put it at the top of the lip, and it is. When you break everything down, it's really the same thing as taking a measurement from a channel, and there you go, boom. That one nailed it. I didn't, but that measured move in retrospect nailed it perfectly for the pullback. And you can see how I'm showing you to look. there's your angles, and then you pull this down here and you can identify that, oh, we were in a channel. Oh, snap. So patterns within patterns, that's an idea to look at things, but patterns within channels is even a better way to look at things, in my personal opinion, because that's what's really going on. Price travels in channels. I've come to believe that. You may not believe that yet. I do believe that. I didn't believe it when I first heard it, but I believe it now because it's just true. And once you find out what those channels are, the boundaries of that channels, it kind of opens up your perspective. You can see the road ahead a little bit better. You know where the side of the road is, right? So you won't run off the road. You can see that a little bit better. And when you are running off the side of the road, you know, oh, look, we're swerving off the road. Hey, time to do something. Or boom, if we come down here, oh, we're swerving off the road, or we're at the edge of the road. Better grab the wheel. You know, the channels project to where you could be going or retail, because you can bounce off of them until you do something like this. Then we find the new channel, because it's going to start a new channel. She's already listen. By the time price leaves your channel, she's already found another channel to play with. Okay. She's not been out there just willy-nilly. She's already made up her mind. She's already had some other channel flirting with that idea, and already had another channel to walk right into. So that's just how price action works. Just like a woman. No, I didn't mean that in a bad way. So here's a channel idea. Look, trend lines, all you need. Do that. And looks like we broke out of this one, right? So we might be retesting. That's an idea. We might be retesting that. That didn't show up as good. That might be is that my fault? No, I got it. Well, usually those angles do a lot better there. That's making me kind of wonder about that one. Okay, here we go. So support, discounting that, but resistance, I'll take that. So this is kind of a weaker trend line because she didn't kind of line up as well as the bottom one. So I don't know if this idea will hold, but this is another way that I use channels to help me figure things out, and angles and things like that. So we had her fib telling us that 108.9 is a good area that we might bounce from. Now we also got this trend line here telling us the same thing. However, if we break into this trend line, I'm probably going to say this guy won't matter as much. If you break back into a pattern, a lot of times you look at coming back to the bottom of the trend line on whatever trajectory it might be on. So she might be coming back down to these areas. So that's the cautionary tale. There's the bearish divergence showing up right there. So will that bearish divergence put us back in the channel and, you know, make us have to come in and retest this area? If we break this, then we would be looking at that. If we took a measure move from here down to here, and let's say that we were to break it, would that also take us down there? You can kind of see how this stuff can kind of build on each other a little bit. So we might be looking at 107. That would suck. We're not there yet. We're just speculating. We're just watching. We're on the 5-minute time frame. There's still a lot that can happen. Everything's bullish here. The bearish thing that happened was the 100, or the bullish thing. A bullish event causing a bearish reaction. Coming back down to the 1 minute just to keep track. So we're testing the 100. Lost the 50. Go look at the 100. Now we should go back, test the 50 and the 21 here. They look like they're crossed, and that could lead us. That could actually bring us down to the 200. Let's see what happens here. So this one lost that trend line. You can look at that as being a rising wedge idea, which should take us back to the bottom, which is about 108.4. You can take the measure move, and it might suggest that we come down just a wee bit lower, 108.248. We'll keep those ideas on the back burner. We could take a little bit more of a conservative measure move. I'm going to go from the wick to the thing there, and then that's putting us just retesting these bottom areas right over here. That could be possible too. That's just a little bit lower than our 2-3 or Fibonacci area here. Elliot is yeah, you still had your C wave ideas going on there, Elliot. So wow. Well, this isn't as exciting as a party as I thought. I thought we did on some exchanges though. We did do all-time highs, and that's cool. So we got a new all-time high for Bitcoin, just barely. Party's not over yet. We need to make it substantial, and that's why I'm looking at that 111. Looking at 111, that was 113, right? Or next fib level. We don't have them on here. I thought I put you. Yeah, there you are. They're way up here. Oh gosh. 114 and 119 are the big boy targets. There'll be some nice targets in between. I believe 111 will come into play. I thought we picked those out over here. No. It's a nice little kind of heartbeat pattern going on. Curved up parabolic, dropped down, double. That was what, yeah, that was a flush out. That was definitely a flush out. Flush out the highs and the longs there. Or the longs and the shorts there. So 1618 is where we got rejected off of. Full move there. Yeah, so a 382 measurement from this low to that high is a great. And 236. Let me get those guys. Those are bigger ones. Those are the bigger ones. I don't want to lose track of the bigger ideas. I'm just looking at the bigger retrace ideas here. So we do break back into the pattern and make an argument for 1068. Other than measure moves and everything else, zooming out on the bigger picture. Short term, I'm looking for this to hold. Let's see if it does. What do you think? You think it's going to hold? Let's see. We're on the 1 minute. Now, RSI is bottomed out. MACD is kind of bottomed out. She's got a little bit of divergence on the wave. Money for or VMC is she's got some stuff going on. There's no divergence here. Money flow in the red. Stochastics at the bottom. Oh, we're starting to lose it. Starting to lose that trend line. 9 is starting to cross the 100 there after that one. So that makes me think that maybe she will continue down to this guy. Will that make an M top? If we drop below this area here at the bottom, okay, not only will it be breaking this trend line, and that's bearish, it would also be breaking the bottom of this M pattern when you kind of zoom out. So you were from that trend line. So we'll keep our measured move there. Don't need this guy anymore. He's just kind of in the way. So curious to see what happens here with Bitcoin. 800, 300. Where's Lucy's hiding right in here with the 800. They're together. So this is bullish momentum on the bigger moving averages. So the 200's got a chance to hold here. And it makes me wonder, well, you know, is it going to hold and we're going to come back and retest and then do something bearish? Because that could happen. Remember, we got the, you know, possible M. It's a possibility. We got to look at that. But we also have higher high and at the moment higher low. So as long as we make a higher low higher than this one, 108, 350-ish, you know, we're still in an upward trend. If we come back to it, then, you know, we might be setting up for a top pattern, which could be normally a head and shoulder pattern could be forming. and then that could drop us. So we're starting to see some bearish formations or bearish ideas happening on the small time frames. It's just a 1 minute, just a 1 minute. But what do you guys think? Do you think well, it's 1 o'clock, it's 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, usually the trading day is pretty much wrapped up by this time. Do you think we're going to get a bigger pullback after we just come up and tapped our all-time high? Maybe we carry on when Asia opens up tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Or do you think that maybe we'll just keep on bullish just throughout the day, just gradually just chunging, just going up toward that 114, 115 area? I think we got the momentum just to constantly grind into it. Trying to short here, even though it makes it was definitely a valid place to short, testing all-time highs, and I'm sure Crypto Savvy has got his shorts just lined up. That man loves to short. But if we're at that parabolic stage, man, those shorts are going to get ripped. And the people that will get paid will be the longs. This is probably the worst area possible to say, I think I'm going to get into Bitcoin today. I think I'm ready. I'm ready. Because you're literally buying the top. And it's either going to go higher, or this is a top or the top. I'm not saying I don't think it's the top. But there's a scenario where it can be as a double top, kind of similar to what we had last year. And even if we go higher, there's still a scenario we could be doing a double top scenario. We talked about that idea too, and that kind of sucked, but that's really, we did. We talked about that idea that we might be forming another double top and how that would suck because that gives us more of this crap. And sure enough, that's exactly what the freak we've done so far. Now we can still go up, but there is that possibility that May and then summer and then fall. I mean, we can't deny that. That's possible. That would give us some juicy summer buys on Bitcoin, though, wouldn't it? But that idea is also still valid, man. Look, we can still be in this pattern, just come back down and testing and slowly making our way. Oh, look, we're still bearish. We made a higher high. Just got to go make a higher low. And that's the basic premise of it. I am looking for our higher high so that the next time we get our higher low, our real higher low, not the play lows, the little ones in between, but once we come back and make a good retracement like we should, like a nice 618, 786 retracement, something like that on a pull. I can't see what I'm doing. I'm going to erase these levels. Wherever that higher low is, where it's here, anywhere in between, in the middle, man, those are going to be the places to stock up. Not just on Bitcoin, I believe, but also on your altcoins too. Of course, I'd be looking at the same thing on the total 3 chart on that one. Here we are on the daily again. I just want to reiterate that our MACD has finally decided to tune in to what's happening with price action. It took her a little while, but she finally flipped bullish on the daily. She's a little late to the party. I know, she just now figured out that, hey, there's a party going on, but she's bringing all the goods party stuff, if you feel me. She's got the good weed. That's all I'm saying. Pay attention to her. And she probably will put a lampshade on her head here in a little bit. I'm just saying, she's that kooky. She's that kooky ant. She's a little bit off, you know. You remember the show Bewitched and that crazy little ant witch that they had that came in, and was it Hazel or somebody? Yeah, that's kind of like MACD. Kind of a cross between her and Aunt B on Andy Griffith. Except for she wasn't a lush. If you can imagine Aunt B as a lush, you got MACD. That's her. That's her. Andy! Taste these snaps. I just made it. Opie? Let's put some hair on your chest. All right, let's get back to the 1 minute no Bitcoin and see what she's going. Are you coming down? We're at the 200 moving average. You want to catch there? I think we're looking for this little guy right now. Let's hope this holds. Let's hope this area holds, or we're starting to look for M toppies. M toppies. So she can set us up. Market makers like to do this stuff. They did a beautiful little head and shoulder pattern that just busted like all get out. I thought that was phenomenal. On a smaller time frame, I was like, I bet I know who fell for that one. His shoulder, head and shoulder, then pop to the upside. Kind of like this shoulder, head, shoulder idea. How did that work out? Yeah. It's a rising. When you see a head and shoulders pattern, however they form out, the best ones are level or close to level. When they start slanting, you got something else, man. You got so many other things, and if you just draw the, I don't know. I see some people just doing some crazy things. Like they give an idea and then they like, and look, shoulder, head, and shoulders. Look at that. And I'm like, what are you saying exactly? I mean, exactly what are you saying? Are you saying that we should put weight into that? Can you please explain why? But you don't get any of that. You just get, look, shoulder. And you've also got shoulder, head, and shoulder. I don't. Okay, so that covers you in case we break, I guess. Is that what you're saying? How about higher highs and then we're fine as, I don't know. I mean, that's not the pattern we're playing. If we're playing something bigger, I don't know, man. It's just but then in the same breath, you can also, I swear I've seen this. This is crazy though, but have you ever seen this? You'll see that, and then a minute later, it's like, look, shoulder, head, shoulder to the upside, and I'm like, oh my god. So. Basically, we got a lot of people in this market that are being taught some really crazy ideas that may or may not work out half the time. But hey, they're paying good money for those ideas. I got to tell you that. Are we going to break it? I hope we don't. If so, I've looked for this area to be tested, and I don't see any support over here. That's a fib area. Oh, there you are. It's this area right over here. So we're either going to bounce here. We're on the 1 minute. RSI is buried in the red. Indicators are buried in the reds. Deep. It's a perfect place to bounce. I'm just saying. I think we need to bring in the 10-second chart. See what it's saying. Are you catching anything, or are you still planning no? Okay. It's starting to look like he's entertaining the thought of not respecting this area. Oh, you're buried. You're bottom out too, though. You got bullish divergence. Okay, let's see. I think she might reclaim it. That's a bearish flip here. So here on the 10-second, all the moving averages flip bearish over here. That's making me wonder about this guy. Looks like you're getting rejected, honey. Looks like you might be getting a little rejection there, honey. We're coming down. Looks like we're coming down. We can still hope for a fake out, but we're starting to close some candles underneath that level. What happened? So what to do now? I would say be patient. Because some people, something like this happens, and the first thing, wow, I need to sell now. Maybe not. Stop losses would be your best idea. Although she may be hunting for a stop loss. That may be all it's doing right now is just hunting for a stop loss. Let's see. Nope. She's saying, screw you. We're done. All right. Well, let's take that idea and let's take a measured move. Tighten the trend line up a little bit. Should be something like that. That kind of brings us down to this area. Let's make that blue so I know what I'm looking at. So possible 107. And we also got our bigger 382 for the bigger move. And that's another great place for it to test. So we're back into the channel. Remember the channel? Yeah, I said it would be bearish. We'll get back in the channel. It's not that great. And we may have just confirmed an M top. Oh, no, small time frame. The M top here, look, came down and then we went sideways and we snapped out of it. So don't freak out. This is a small ass time frame. I'm looking at these moving averages over here. They still look good. 800, 600, 300, and all that. They're still got the, on the 1 minute, still got the bullish momentum. So maybe we'll find support on one of them. 360's coming up, and that kind of makes us look at this guy. And you might catch support there. And what could happen? Well, we could do this, or we could do several things to roll over. Remember, ABC correction. There's usually, if we're going to correct, it's usually like a Harry Potter lightning thing. We got, you know, a down, an up, and a down. That's usually what we look for. So when I see people do, oh, we could do all this, and I'm like, and I'm like, okay, I see where you're coming from, but you're not very familiar with the downward price action structure that we would commonly look for. $11 people hanging out with me as we watch Bitcoin lose its freaking mind after getting everybody bullish, and now after everybody goes to lunch, nobody wants to buy Bitcoin. Is that what they're selling their Bitcoin to pay for lunch? Must be nice. There was some bearish divergence on this move here, even on the smaller time frames, so we're not surprised that we're going lower. That kind of bearish divergence, rewind when we're talking about it, usually means reversal. And so now we look and see if we find areas of support, and we've got a couple that we're eyeballing down here. It's really important that it holds this trend line if we're going to, you know, keep going up, and I think we can. We just got to make sure. Let's come over here to the chat again. Talk to you guys. What's going on? Cryptotropics says I did 100 to 1400 and gave it all back once. That sucks, but yeah, when you get on a run and like that was an excellent one. That's kind of like what I did in January. I ended up giving a lot of that back. I'm trying to remember, but that's what you run up, you get a nice big move, and then it gets choppy, and that's usually where it's given back, trading the range and all that. Most of the time, or maybe, you know, we start relaxing our rules a little bit and start giving them back. And that's more the psychology about it, but it's true, and that's what we got to be on guard about, because it's so easy to get back the gains after you make it. You can make them and, oh yeah, account's up, and then it just chop, you're giving them back. And you know, a lot of it is our psychology and stuff. What I've found, it's clearly we're good at this. Let's take a little pause your trade. I bet this one could give us another 5 extra quick, and then it goes negative, or, you know, or we're lax with our rules. Oh, we'll just, you know, that's usually where I find where I get caught up too. It's easy. I don't care who you are in this market. You know, you'll go through these periods where you're not just going to make the right decisions all the time, even if it's sitting there in front of you. Sometimes I'll be on my phone versus on here. Now I consider myself almost deadly accurate especially with my fibs and things like that. When I got the tools, when I'm on my phone, I don't have these same tools. You know, I'm using the exchange. I'm not dragging out TradingView on my phone. Rarely do I do that. I have it, but it's just hard to use on my phone. So I'm not using all this, but the setups that I get when I've got all my tools on here, they do better. If I'm kind of eyeballing it and using what I got on my phone, I do good, but not as good as I do here. Not as good as I do here. You have to take into account the indicators that they got available, which is the Bollinger Bands, MACD, RSI. They don't give you the ability to draw trend lines on the, you know, on the exchange apps or whatever. So let's see, can you see? Can we show? So this is kind of what mine looks like. And so sometimes I'm just trying to go the best as I can through there. Usually moving averages that I'm watching a lot on that. But, you know, if I got a question, I always come back to TradingView chart and, you know, I'll pull out my levels to make sure. So looky here, we're 800 being retested there. Now the measure move for the M pattern would have been from the top down to the bottom, and then put that at that bottom, and boom, kind of right there, huh? That's where we got our little blue line. Well, I don't think it was from that though, was it? Or did I do channel? I can't remember, but you'll see these things overlap a whole lot. I just want to see if you're going to hold here, baby. Are you going to hold? Did I get stopped out? Oh man, I bet I got stopped out. Yep, there is no Bitcoin trade over here. Are we going to enter one? Are we going to enter down here? I might. I'm looking for it. Might have to open up a new position here. You need to start reacting quick here. I ain't seen it. Ain't seen it. We're at the level now on the 10-second chart. You gonna do something? You say you got divergence. You're buried in the red on RSI. You have been for a little while. Wave. Momentum wave. Money flow's coming up a little bit. Is that divergence there? Oh. I'm going to say, damn. I think they're playing with us now. They may be trying to scare everybody out. Get us right up at all-time high and then put a big dump on us. Oh, you got a green dot. Are you going to stick? You're below the level, though. You've already lost the level. You could snap back. You got enough spring in you to snap back, but man. Bottom of the trend line. Okay, let me come down. You breaking my trend line, or are you going to respect my trend line? You're respecting my trend line so far. I'm on the 10-second chart. Are we going to degen in? I can take a really tight... if I degen right now, I got such tight risk-reward ratio. Because if she starts coming down lower, I can close that little sucker. And are you? And if you stick, she's above the 9 moving average. Oh, now you're not. Now you're not. So there's really no great. This is you know, just putting faith in this level right now. So I'm watching. I may close this one really quick. No, I didn't even get in. Well, shucks. I thought I was in. Yeah, man. Right. Oh. You did not stop me out after all. My bad. Was I still in that trade? I'm up $5 on it. Okay. Oopsies. Well, I guess I just added to my trade then. Yay! Am I still in the other ones though? My other bigger ones that I've got going. I had better entries on. Oh yeah, we're still good. They're a negative. I got to add to them. I'm expecting us to go up. I'm not expecting us to go down big time. And I hope I'm right. I hope I'm right. I hope I'm not messed up wrong. That's a nice little bouncy off of our trend line. So I like that. All right, so I'm coming off the 10-second chart back to the 1 minute. Seeing a nice little bounce there, and that our moving averages. This one's the clue that they weren't rolling over as strong, right? I mean, we got 50 across the 100. Okay, we can get back from that. The 800, 600, we're below it. 300, 200. We got a good chance coming back up to 200 on the 1 minute. Come on, we can at least come back and retest this guy, right? This M pattern double top idea. A lot of times we come back and retest guys, retest areas, right? So maybe we come back up, retest, and then maybe we come down lower. That's a possibility. Or maybe they're faking us out and then we go to a higher high. I don't know. If I'm looking at this Fibonacci wise, after I just got into my little trade there, nice 786 retracement suggests that, you know, maybe we can start looking at 110 again. If we want to go for the higher high. And so all I can do now is just kind of see if it starts working out. And put my stop loss. I guess I'm put my stop loss over here. I was still in profit though. Not a bad idea though. I didn't already have my stop loss. I got too many positions open here, too many places. All right, stop loss will go right below this guy, 1066. Oh crap, that puts me at a -$1. But I'm taking profit, right? I'm at 23% in profit right now. Fibonacci wise for this move, oh, we're above the 2-3. Oh, cool. When I get 25% in profit and I haven't taken any, I'm going to take 25%. So on that trade, I got profit. So now if it comes back to my stop loss, I'm basically break even. Okay, because my stop loss is in the negative, so that will offset, so I'll break even on that trade. All right, so I'm covered risk management wise on that trade, so that's important. When I lose, it's because I'm not taking care of that aspect. When my account starts dropping, it's because I'm not taking care of my risk management. The psychology, you know, the FOMO and all that stuff, those little DJ plays or something, they play a part, but it's the risk management part, not really being on my P's and Q's on that. That's when the losses start coming up, and or maybe all those little stop losses start adding up a little bit too much. So we've got that taken care of on this trade. So even if she comes down and I'm not right and I'm wrong, because you're not right all the time. Everybody's wrong. It's easy to be wrong in crypto. At least if I am, she comes down lower and starts doing something else. Well, I'm good. I'm not losing any more money. Let me come to the chat and see what you guys are chatting about. How's it going, people? We got 12 people hanging out. Clear Marcel has been in there, right? Ain't doing it again. To start with 500, in with 100, it sucks. That's what we do when we first, especially when we first start out, and even on the journey. And there'll be times when you can take that and you can multiply that, and you're like, yes, work hot. And then there's other times. I mean, this whole past week with that small account and what I was doing, and a lot of it, you know. How much attention do we put into it? We got other stuff going on. We have a bunch of other crypto trades going on. We got real life happening and this and that. Things take you away from the charts. There's things that happen in life, right? And then you're not always on top of it, and they can get away from you, or you're just not coming back and checking on it. You know, you didn't do, you know, you miss a few little points or cut a few corners here or there, and that catches up with you really easy. And that's how we see the accounts start losing money. And that was happening to me this past week. I'm like, wait a minute. And I had so many trades in the green, all these little meme coins that were popping off, and I was taking profits and setting stop losses where I would be stopped out in profit. And I was like, wait a minute, I'm doing everything. I'm really paying attention to this. Why is this one going down? And now I'm starting to look at fees too, playing a part. But there were some that got away from me, and then they got stopped out at bigger than my 2 or 3% stop. You know, I'm trying to get stopped out. So my account was a $200 account. She's about like 150 right now, I think. So we've lost some. But instead of now, I was using 1% basically, especially for my meme coins, trying to do even less. But you know, my $2 would be the most I would lose on a trade. And some of them weren't giving me back enough to make it worth it. And then some of them got me for that $2 or whatever. A little dollar here, $2, you know, it adds up over time. But she started, apparently the losses added up more than the wins is the only way that you can explain that. So I was like, all right, I'm either off my game, or I'm just too spread out, I'm not focused enough or something, you know, figure out the problem so we stop losing, stop making whatever mistakes. We got to sit here and figure out. And sometimes you'll get in a funk. That's all I can describe it as, is a funk. I'm like, that sucks. Everything, I mean, this is the perfect time to ride this little sucker, and maybe I decided, well, it looks like a good place to short. Or maybe I'll short and long. That one did it a lot too sometimes. So one trade would be in profit, the other one would be down, and then, you know, if you don't make the right decisions or something, you could lose them both. I mean, there's all kinds, you know. Sometimes it's good just to chill out, I think. I think it's a lesson that we all kind of need to learn when things start going against us, and just, you know. And sometimes it does. Sometimes your head's just not in the game right, or you got too much stuff going on. Doesn't say you mean you're suck. You're just a bad trader. Or sometimes you trade really good, and then sometimes you don't. And I had one of those weeks where I didn't, and I was like, and it was only on one account. My other account was doing okay, but this one account, I was like, I don't get it, man. What the? It was, habits, I would say, and attention. I don't know. Maybe because it's such a small account, I don't put as much value on it as I do my bigger accounts, because I'm spending all my time there and checking in on the small account whenever. So all these little things that can affect things and how things perform, and it all points back to us and what we do and how we look at it. We just got to figure out what's the problem, how do we fix it. Let's get a plan, try something new and different that's working, and see if we can get it to work. I'm just talking out my turkey hole. Clear Marshall says, learn curves. I call them learning curves. I call them learning burns because they leave a scar to remember. Don't be stupid and touch the stove. Yeah. Ooh, I'm way behind on the chat. MG Motorsports says, I got to learn to do that properly. I don't know what we're talking about now because it's been so long. Nice little, I hope that sticks. I degen in on that little. Well, I mean, I trusted my TA that was a good area. It's a bottom area. My reason, it probably looked like I was degenning in when I opened. Did I open it? Or was there something? I think there was something already there because I'm still in profit on that. When I looked at, I don't know, maybe it didn't refresh, but anyway. Which came to the trend line, and it's what I said earlier, because your risk reward at that area. This is why I love the bottom. I can't draw the thing I'm looking for. And she may go lower right now. She may be saying, screw you, Road Dogg, I'm making a lower low. But the thing is, I can get such a tight stop loss. Because if she breaks my trend line, if she's going to start doing that, then my idea is over. And, I don't have to wait until she breaks up above here, get in at 109 to get in, to make sure that she's on an upward trend. I'm like, hell no. Because my theory is, if I wait till I clear a certain level to get in, I still got to put a deep ass stop loss because she can go back down here, or risk putting a tighter one up here. But if I'm buying a top, remember, and she comes up just a little bit, well, she's going to stop me out. That's the bad thing about buying breakouts, is that even if you put a little bit in, there's. We talked about this earlier. The idea is they come up and then they retest and go from price discovery and yay, that's it. We're in. We bought the retest or bought the breakout and yay. But in reality, they come up for a higher high and then a higher low, and then you get stopped out. Boom. That ate up a lot of my little bitty account playing those plays. And I don't like them. That's why I like the bottoms. So if she comes down below my trend line, then yeah, I'm stopped. I can get stopped out. But she respected on my trend line. This whole area is just open, wide open, whatever happens. I'm torn between two loves, so pure. And I'm just hoping you're not trying to come down, baby. Don't be coming down. She did not kind of. Did you make it? Okay, this is. I got too many ding lines over here. We got a high and our low. We didn't make it past our 236 area, so I'm looking at you a little skittish. This could still be a great place to maybe open, or I mean, we could be rolling over to these guys. That's what I gotta watch. What'd you bounce off of? A 1414? Really? Crypto dancing in my head. Tacos teasing my taste buds. I would hate to think that we might be going to 105. No way I choose, just one of its good. Well, it looks like we're either going to double bottom and bounce, and there's another chance to get an entry. And there's a few little signs here. Thickening Ichimoku cloud might suggest it, but we don't know. Now we got to watch. This is where I might come to the 10-second chart and see what it says. So we're going to get some green candles over here, respect this area, or are you going to go lower than right here? I hit the buy button 50 times. So my little dotted line there on my screen, I don't know if you can see it. See if she gets a lower low, or we just come down and bounce. And oh, we lost it. Okay, well, time for me. Oh, I'm not in that trade. Where's the trade? I guess I'm stopped out. I didn't hear it. Okay, there's no Bitcoin. Now, this is where some people might be shorting because you're losing a level and say, we'll go short here. And, you know, I'm kind of skittish on that. That's not how I like to short. I mean, I do, but I usually get my ass handed to me when I do this because so you can come down and make a lower low and then come back up. So, to me, I guess the idea we're talking about, like, you know, if we waited to buy the breakout, this is how you buy tops and this is how you short bottoms. And I tried to, what I found is that those don't work good. And I mean, it's legit. I mean, and it's taught and it is valid. You can do that, but it's got to be on the trend. You got to be sure that that's what, you know, it's a risky place. So look, she's starting to retrace right now, right? Now either she's going to come back up here and then roll over, or she's going to break back into the pattern and fake everybody out. And this was a 113. Now, if you watch my channel, I don't know, you don't see this on other channels, but you're going to see the same fib areas repeat over and over. And if you find something that does that, if the system does that, we got something to work with. There's patterns there to be found. There's repeatable things and processes happening. So we lose that one. We've got a 1272 areas, the next little catch area that I've got. Just based on this move right here. And these are areas where it might fake us out and she might come back in. And this might be a fake out. Or we might just be rolling over down to these lower areas down here. So let's see, you're going to be a fake out. So the people shorting here saying, oh, we broke a level. I'm going to put my short in. Yeah. Well, they're about ready to get their asses stopped out if they haven't already. If they put their stop losses back here, most of them will. And then we might see price go up there and take them out. So we bounced off of a pivot point for me, suggesting that we might be getting bullish again. And this might have been just a little fake out on the 10-second chart. I'm going to keep our eyes open for that bullish cross of 9/21. That's leading to support that idea. I like that. Let us see if we get any more traction. Oh, we're back in the pattern now. We open. Boom. Up! Stop losses below this little guy right here. Now I've got to look at my risk reward. Let's say, or let me get this out of here. Well, I need my thing over here. Now, it might go against me. We just come down and go bearish again. You know, don't you do it. I didn't mean for you to do it, though. You ain't got to listen. You ain't got to do it. My stop loss will be 106,400, and I might lose a little bit. 106,400. Oh crap, that's $2. That's a little bit more than what I wanted to do. 104,448 would be, well, I'm gonna put you in there, so I may be losing $2 here. Maybe. But I'd rather lose here than to get up here, make a buy, and then have it. Look, higher low. Come on back into the pattern. Get above the trend line, baby. You can do it. You can fake us out. Come on. Let it be a bear trap. Fake us out, baby. Come on. You know you want to fake us out. Come on. Get back above that 9 moving average. Come on. Give me something here. Give me something here, baby. Come on. Come on, baby. Let's go. I got a tight stop loss. I'm right under here. I could slong, but slonging gets me into trouble. Or it has lately. I've been trying it. I'm just not. I don't find that hedging does any good for me. When I try to slong one. If at best it cancels out anything, at worst you screw both of them up and lose twice as much, and that can happen. So let's gauge you. Swing high to swing low. You didn't make it past the 0.5, so we can, but will we? Starting to look like it might. I might get stopped out here. But until she makes a lower low, I still got hope, baby, that my little entry's still going to hold. Now we got a trend line. Now I can move my stop loss right up here. That could knock me out a little earlier, but if I, well, she'd be working on stopping me out now if she was going to do it, wouldn't she? So, is it going to hold? Is it not? I don't know. But I played it. Nope, she didn't hold. Okay. So the shorters will be winning here, but I'm not flipping short. Did you stop me up? No. Yes, you got me. Well, yay, I just lost $2. That was, and you came to 272, my baby. So I'm still watching to see if she'll start to get back into these areas and hold them, maybe. They're starting to get a little bit of bullish divergence. We're on the 10-second time frame, by the way. This is tiny. Probably need to zoom out, look at the daily, or the minute over here. Bullish divergence over here, too. I still got a little hope that she can bounce back into this. And this will be a little fake out. Yeah, I got the green dot on the 1 minute saying, let's go, baby, let's go. I might try this one more time. Maybe I need to crank down my leverage a little bit. It's a little bit too risky for the leverage I'm using. Stop loss at 106.396. Maybe you stop me out again. Why the hell is that so high? Apparently I am my positions are a little bit bigger than what my stop loss needs. Okay, that looks good. That's starting to look promising. We got above the 9 moving average, the 21. They're crossing. They're starting to cross. Here on the 10 seconds, a 10-second chart. Very tiny. I really don't want to get stopped out again. You're wanting to try. You should just go short. That's what a lot of people are trying to do. And we might be short in support. Unless it's a support resistance flip. Oh man, okay. Yeah, you're looking, Ichimoku's looking bearish right now. Ichimoku is looking bearish. We're getting our moving averages crossing and rolling over. She may... Let's see if she gets a lower low here. I think we just got it right there. So momentum wave looks like she's trying to curve up. They're still playing. She's still playing. So for her to lose a level, she's taking her time to drop, right? So if this is really bearish, we can expect like a stronger drop. So imagine if you are shorting this and you're like, oh my God, is it going to work or not? Is it going to work or not? Is it going to work or not? It's kind of the same thing with me doing this long here. Is it going to work or not? I see a little bit of rounding and sticking below this area. I'm still looking for the possibility of us to come back in here. Call me crazy, but I am. Ichimoku Cloud don't look very happy about it. Maybe I am just being the silly one here. 100. Okay, we got a full. They rolled over. Are you going to slong? I hate slonging. I did though. All right, she lost her level. That looks kind of bearish AF to me. And that's how we give up $5 on our big account, and that's probably how she's going down. And we made 35 whole cents. Didn't offset that $5 yet though. All right, so I am shorting support. What was support? It's resistance now, as far as we can tell, until she fakes us out and gets back in the pattern, which I still think she might try to do. All right, so let's zoom out. Let's see what we got. So we went up, made all-time highs, or new all-time highs, or tested all-time highs on some charts. Double top or just a little bit over on most of them. You lost a trend line. We're flirting with losing that. So I'm sure a lot of people are going to be looking at this, that, you know, they're going to take us back down to 100,000 now or something like that. That will probably be a narrative. Double top situation. It's all over. You thought it was bullish, but no, we're coming back to 90 or something like that. We'll be hearing some stuff like that. I want to see what 101.5 does. I want to see what 96.410 does, if we see it at all. I don't know. That's from our big pulls. So those are some possibilities. For us to come back down that area, so that's 5% drop for Bitcoin, and that's nothing. So that can definitely happen. But we need, as bullish as we are, as bullish as these indicators are, to bounce. And it does suggest that she will respect a bounce here. Hopefully right around where we are right now. Did you do it already? Are you going to do it? Let's see if we can tighten up this game here. Now here on the 1 minute or 5 minute. Yeah, you're right at it. Let's see. What are we going to do? Are we getting any respect over here? Let's pull our fibs. We are at an area to consider, to look for something. We're in an area to look for something. We're either going to lose this trend line, and then we're looking like maybe 100, maybe 94,000. We do some kind of big ass retracement, or they're going to do this and then fake us out and go try an all-time high. That's a nice little falling wedge breakout here on the small time frames. Right there. Could be the start of a bottom area. I'm looking for a bottom because we're at areas of support, and it doesn't make very much sense for us to drive all the way up here on Bitcoin just to look at the scene as, oh look, there's Mount Rushmore. Okay, let's go home. That's it, everybody. Pack up the camper, everybody. We came. We're here. No, we got more. We got more of a trip. More sights to see up there, I believe. Moving averages here on the 6 minute are still bullish. I think they're trying to play with us. That's just my take. I could be totally wrong. That could be M top, and we're working on three little sections to the downside. That could be playing out too, but I'd hate to see it happen right at the moment. What do you guys think? You think we're going to bounce from here? You think that we're going to go to lower? Hey, it'd be a great time for a poll. Let me get back to the chat over here too. Let me do a poll, and I'll come and we'll start the chat. New high or going lower? Or I guess I'm looking at bounce here. Bounce here or go lower? I mean, it's bouncing now. Doesn't mean it's going to stick. That didn't. That poll has this. That poll did not have the correct answers there. Bounce here or go lower. Now I gotta bounce lower. And am I a boomer? I don't know how to do this. You're supposed to push this button here, right? We got our poll. I want to post my poll. I don't need an extra option. All right, well, I'm starting to give up on this. Why? Well, that was not what I'm looking for. Do I have to? It sucks being a boomer. Things just don't cooperate. Start poll. That's what I'm trying to do, man. Oh hell. I guess you can just tell me in the chat because this thing is not cooperating with me. Must be whatever. Porky Flounder, how's it going? I think we can bounce here. I think we can too. And just discovering that new little trend line that I just found, that's why I put a play in. Or yeah, so I hope so. I think it's got some, but where am I on? A 3-minute time frame? I gotta remember what time frame I'm on here too. She's buried. Look at the RSI here. Buried in the that's usually the juicy places to buy on whatever time frame you're on when you see that happen. I know one thing, I'm tired of being stopped out. I need a good payday to make up for those stop loss. How are you stopping me out for so much money, but when I get to take profit, you're not giving me that much? How's that working? Tell me that. Oh, well, I see. We went short on Bitcoin. Oh my God. This is why this account doesn't grow. I may be going a little bit too degen with my position and my leverage, but that's crazy. When I look at the profits, I'm sitting here like I'm waiting for a trade. It's like it feels like when we go all the way up here and I'm looking at the profits that I'm getting, I'm like, okay, well that's good. I'll take a portion of that, and it gets to be a little bit of, you know. But as soon as like, you know, it's like we go just a little bit in the red, it's like suddenly the if it goes negative, it's like that's almost as much as the profit. What the hell? It seems disproportionate when it goes negative as versus when it goes green on a big run. I'm like, I expect more on the green run. What's happening here? I'm starting to look at you funny, Big Unix. You need to change that. I don't understand why I'm growing another account, but I got a small one over there that's being so hard to freaking grow. I mean, I know a lot of it is, most of it is me, but I think there might be a few little things there that I'm not understanding about how they calculate things. It's making me wonder that. So nice support here. Let's come back to the chat. See what you guys are talking about. Exchange fees are getting you, I believe so. And I heard somebody say about Unix having higher fees. Now, I've used them a lot, and I use them mostly here on the show, and I've been with them for about 3 years. It's not where I do my main account though, but I gotta say it's been hard. It's been hard with the small one over there. Smoke the dipshitters. DK says Chronotech low market cap. Chronotech is she doing anything? Man, I've been in that one for so long. It's just been sitting on my wallet, hoping it'll stop being a $28 or $10 stable coin. So many, I mean, it's got the tokenomics is what got me. I mean, they got so many coins, and you know, you would expect more price action because of the tokenomics, right? And we ain't got it. In those last 3 years or whatever, we ain't got it out of Chronotech. So it may just be a little bit before its time, or it may be, you know, maybe as far as actual use case that, why am I forgot the H. Let's just put time. How about that? Let's just put time there, and that'll get it. Chronotick, Coinbase has got it, so Coinbase effects already been felt. Here it is. You're at $12. And this is just what it does, man. It just kind of ranges, has a few good moments. You're like, oh, she's finally doing something. I did not sell at 39. I wish I had. I probably will next time. So Chronotech, I don't know. When it comes to these coins, man, it's getting difficult because, you know, back here I was hopeful for this one. And the tokenomics have me sold and everything, and it does. It's an HR case. It's a really cool project, or it looks like a cool project. I haven't actually used it, but it's the one that you would think has an actual use case and would do good. And as we've seen in this market, you know, the best performing coins are the ones that do nothing or vaporware meme coins. The ones that actually have a token that or a project that actually has some kind of blockchain use case that could be usable in business and enterprise. Nobody cares about them yet. And that's what this is. All the way down at the bottoms again. And you look at the history. Now, of course, it had hype at one type last cycle when she was all bright, new, and shiny, and she got to $500. That's going to entice us to say, hey, man, maybe she can do it again. But now I'm sitting here wondering, like, well, will it? And because all year, last summer when altcoins were at their all-time highs and all this other stuff and doing great, or you know, not all-time highs, but they were up and doing really good. It got to $44, and then in December got up to $39. So it's making me doubt that she will see $500 again this cycle. And as saturated that altcoins are, I don't think that, you know, there's going to be enough money, enough craziness to cover that. So she's down at a 113 now. She went down to $10 or 1040 is on the target, on the radar. Hope it doesn't do that. That would be, is that lower? That'd be all new low. She's made new lows. She's made new lows. And so this is where we are in December. So that's the one I would be looking at. And so 17, 21, 25, and 28. If we get to 28 or 33, man, that would be a sweet spot to get a little profit. From here to there, it's 109%, 150%. Sounds great, right? But this one just does no excitement. It just sits on my Tangem wallet, and I just don't even look at it anymore. But when she gets back up in these areas, I might be getting out of this one. See, I would be looking for her to come back up. You know, we're looking for all these things, and hopefully she can go $100 or something like that. But it's just been an opportunity cost. Unfortunately, not trying to talk bad about it. It's just reality. It's been lots of coins just like this. Well, wasn't expecting that dump. Did they dump on us again? I gotta come back over here too. Hey, did we hold that area since I took my eyes off of Bitcoin? I gotta know, because I'm trying not to lose and even get stopped out anymore and lose any more little money. That stuff's starting to, I just got stopped out for $7. I'm like, well, this stuff's starting to add up on a small ass account. Nice. Let's fib you out, see what we got. How we doing? All right, we're at 236. Come on, let's get past it and show us that we can do something. Looks like 108,360 is going to be an area to contend with. That's always the bottom of our M pattern over here. That makes sense. That's crazy. So when I first learned, I mean, they were always teaching us, you know, and it was good because I didn't know any otherwise. You know, the word was always look to the left, and everything like that. Since I started getting into the fibs, I mean, I still do that, but I don't automatically do. I mean, the fibs just nail it. The fibs are awesome. So when you pull a fib level, look to the left and see if you got horizontal. You know, you got something that happened there before. It's a good sign that something's going to happen there again. So maybe we come back up and retest that. Hopefully we get back above it, but we could roll over anywhere through here. Any of these little areas over here, we could be rolling over and going lower and breaking this trend line. I don't want to see that. I want to leave that Fibonacci up here because that's how I gauge this stuff. So rolling over on rolling over here would, you know, that's what happened here. We had the same pull fib and we couldn't make it past this little fib level, so we rolled over and went deeper, went down to these guys. We don't want to see that happen now. Now we're starting to get above it, so we're starting to take these guys off the table right now. They're still there, but not as, it's making it look like this area can hold. So we got that with our fibs here on the tiny 1 minute ass time frame. Oh, don't give it up. Don't give it up. Come on, you can do it. You can push on, Bitcoin. Go into that big old red cloud there. They got free pizza. Go get you some. BingX has pretty decent fees. You know, I haven't tried them. Maybe I should. DK says, I think top 10 wallets for Chronotech own 80% of this 710,000 coins. 710,000. I mean, that's what enticed me. Because normally when you get a good project with a good use case and they got a low number of tokens, you expect some good price action. And man, ain't had it. All right, so we're getting rejected at 236 area. That's okay. That usually happens the first couple of times we go up there and tap that little guy. So we could be making a double bottom pattern or a higher low, which could also be a type of double bottom pattern. So we gotta watch. We got bullish crosses of 9/21. That's helpful. We just need to break this 50. Come on, break that 50. Bigger moving averages are in a nice order. 800, 600, 360, 200. They're still in bullish order. It suggests that we could come back up here. Don't you dare come down lower. Don't you dare come down below this area over here. And see, there's just not enough move there for me to really take a whole 6%. I mean, technically I made $4. Jeez. On this little now $5. Yay, maybe you should just get all out. Maybe I should do like the flag guys do and just go jump in and out. We'll take, you know, so you can make just you know, about 2 or 3% off of every little trade. It's just not worth it. Well, still that's better than losing though. Trend line, are you going to hold it? Are you going to break it? Come down here. Don't know what she's going to do. Got my eyes on you though. Bullish on Parade, is there something on the VRVP or VPR? I never know what to call it. Visual range. You got two different ones. You got it is confusing. Oh, I don't even have you over here. You got the visual range volume profile. That's the one that usually shows up over here on the sides. And it means visible range. So whatever you're showing on the chart, that's why they call it that. It changes to show whatever you show on the chart as far as candles. So if you add more candles and stuff, it starts changing, and that one gets kind of weird. And unless if you don't know that, or until you figure that out, that it changes based on what you show on the chart, it can throw you off. The other one is the fixed range, and so you can, you know, that's the one that's quite popular right now, this little guy, and it's suggesting that our value area low, this blue line here, is where we should start going up to on the 1 minute. And we can do that for several different ranges. And if we take into account this whole range, there's the point of control down here at 106.7. Oh, we're below it. Okay. So this one suggests that we can come up to here to this area, about 107.5. This one suggests that we come up to where we are now. We're at the point of control, and that we go back up to this area at 108.350. So both of them are suggesting that we move up. Let's hope that happens. Let me take that fib off of there. It looks like a mess. Take the moving averages off so we can see what this looks like. There we go. Take the lines off. Well, I was really hoping we would be at, price discovery. I'm sure a lot of people were hoping that too. Doesn't surprise me that after 12 noon, 1 o'clock, that the game changed, because that is how the market typically happens. There's a run up in the morning, 10 to from 9, 10 to 1. That's usually when the run up or the big moves happen. Which, if we're in bullish, it's the run up, and then after that, nobody gives a damn. We come back and may have some good action during the night, and then come back and play it again in the tomorrow morning. She's starting to look a little dull. Gosh darn it. So you're saying we should have shorted? So you could have shorted. I'm not saying anything. Some people would, and they'd be a little bit happy right now, happier than anybody trying to long it from up there, right? Just 3% drop. So the question is, was this a local top and we're going to work 3 little legs down to the downside? It could. Or it could be just getting ready to surprise us and go for a higher high over the night and do something even more bullish tomorrow. Keep this little MACD that just turned that just flipped bullish. Keep that in the blue and numbers going up. Hopefully. Nice. This area seems to be holding so far. Haven't confirmed any higher highs here to really hope that it sticks. We've kind of messed up some trend line, or went through some trend line, and now we got a good one. It's holding right there. Green dot on the 1 minute on Market Cipher. You want to add to your trade? I've already degened in on that little account. I went and just balls to the wall on it. Now I'm up $8. Yay. I took a hit. Hey, quit taking hits. I need to get a good little comeback. I think I'm going to take some profits at 108.350. What does that look like? That will give me $37 to take profits there. I need that $37 for this tiny account. Do I want to let it ride or just find a new entry after that? Or maybe I could just take partial profits. Don't know. 50-50. Let's try that. So I'll try that. And hopefully it will work in my favor. And it gives me the options of doing something else. So now I can enter my price on my phone here. 108.350. Limit. Maybe I should just do it over here. I'm doing it on my phone, but I've got it pulled up over here. I do bet. I should probably chart it over here. Jeez. There's me stop loss and everything. Take profits. I want to do a partial though. If we are possibly, I'm on the 3-minute time frame over here. If we're doing some higher highs here, That would be sweet. If we could get to our higher... Oh, that's too high. We can get to our 113 area. I'd pretty much be doubling my trade right there. I want to just see. We were looking at... it was 108, right? 108.350. What is the over here on this exchange? About 108.3... 360. I think I'll do that. So we go to close, and then I can put in our price over here, 108.360, and I can, my quantity, I want to take half, and that will put that order in, and it'd be $19 versus, what was it, 40? And then wonder else if we can hit that target. And it may have to adjust in between, but that's kind of the goal, the game plan. We can come up and make our higher high from this little guy. Man, I need my fibs worked out. Where's my fibs? Let me get my 113 up there. Oh, well, I guess I went a little ambitious there. It's not going to be as much. Don't you roll over on me, Bitcoin. Don't you roll over on me. I need to get a stop loss area. And my current stop loss is below here, so I'm risking $10. At half profit is to double it up, so that's a 2-to-1 up here. I guess it'd be a 4-to-1 if I weren't taking half the profits. That's okay. But for a small account, $10 stop loss is, you know, that's too much. Too much. Meaning, I'm being a little wee too degen, and I'm breaking some rules. So, meaning I'm putting my account at risk here by breaking my risk management rules. Not great, not great. And now I'm at negative 80. I'm at 15 cents. And you know, should we get scared? Should we get scared and get out? Because that's what a lot of people do. And it could look at that as a risk management play. I would come down to a smaller time frame. Let me see what we got. Do I need to save myself that money, or do I think that we can hold? I don't want to put. What if I put my stop loss up here and that stops me out? Well, it'd be better risk management, but it would still be a loss, wouldn't it? So I got to make decisions, man. Do I want to lose $10? I want to lose $1 or $2. I should be losing $1 or $2, but I want to see what happens here. Are you going to respect this area? The bigger time frames will be what we need to look at here. And I don't have any indicators on the exchange. Well, we got the red dot on the 2-hour. Stochastics already bottomed. I'm just looking at our indicators to see MACD flipping bearish on the 36 minutes. Not looking too healthy like you want to hold up here, baby. It kind of looks like you want to lose these levels. Are we dropping down lower today? Not going to try to go for that new all-time high and keep this market bullish. You made a lower low here. Hopefully we're getting a bounce off that 618. Oh, 0.5. You could argue that that's an M top there. And of course, we probably met the measure move from it. So is that going to be a reversal? We're the moving averages, baby. You're the ones that keep my sanity. That's what I need to see on these higher time frames, those moving averages. 6 hours just giving us a red dot. That sucks, but we're above the 9. Those all look good. This looks good. The problem with this indicator market cipher, when she starts getting up here and does it, well, they can turn red dot, green dot, red dot. It doesn't mean red dot here and then green dot on the bottom. I mean, there could be, you know, there's going to be some things going on, but bigger time frame is looking a little bearish. So I've got to make a decision about where to put my stop loss. Do I want to lose $10 or do I want to be a little bit more respectable about it? And we could bounce off of any place, man. I could put my stop loss here. We come down 786 and bounce. 886 and even 886 and bounce. There's so many possibilities of things that we can do. For the trade, if it's going to succeed, if I really believe in the trade, I should leave my stop loss where it's at and risk that whole $10. I better get a good return off that little bastard. So if I put my stop loss here, what am I got? $5? I'm going to risk the 10 for right now. You might change my mind. You're below the 50. I'm having to make some degen decisions right now. Would this be a good place for a short? I wouldn't short it. I like shorting tops. And it's hard to do because a lot of times when you do short at the proper places up through here, you know, you gotta wait. Like if you shorted here, you wait, then you come back up, and you're like, oh my God, this ain't working. This going all new all-time highs. And shorting, I mean, then it started giving in. But a lot of times, it's easy to lose conviction trying to short the tops. But those are the best places, right? Ten-second chart's starting to agree with us a little bit. No, it's not. It's not. She's looking like she might want to try to roll over. She laughed at my trade, said I'd crash out fast. Ooh, yeah. Now her hips sway my stage, sats rewrite our past. Keep your eyes on this guy. Kelly says, I hit the like. Thank you for that. Super late to the party. Hey, Kelly, how's it going? Oh, my God. I've been doing this for 3 hours. Oh, it's time for me to get off of here. Hey, there's Joe, Trade Intuition. I saw you this morning. Joe on Crypto Coin Mindset. That was a pretty cool show. He's talking about some cool stuff over there. And then I had to leave because I was doing this thing going live. I'm playing with my degen account, trying to grow that little sucker, and she's been taking me for a little ride with stop hits and a few trades that go bad and a few little. I've been off my game on my little small account. Sicario says, yo, I'm on hold with Asia right now, telling them to buy the dip tonight. Thank you, Sicario. Need somebody out there talking to them because they ain't listening to me. Joe says, I'm long and also very high risk. My stop loss is slightly lower at 105.990. I may get stopped out, only a 10x long. I'm cranked up the leverage on this, and that's why it's been getting me lately. I was doing reasonable leverage, but the gains were just like, oh, what the fuck? So I'm on that small account. I'm just going to focus on Bitcoin. There's a few little trades. What do I got over there? I got Mavia. She's up 23%. It's small though. XCN, that one is boring AF. For a leverage trade, a perpetual futures trade, that one is just like, oh man, you might as well just like. And Super. Tiny trade there. I may have to look at that one. You're getting. I did not set a stop loss on you. I did not set a stop loss on you, Super. I may have to close you out. You're below where I'm thinking, and now you're starting to get into percentage risk management territory here. Let's do a stop loss now. You go lower, I'm done with you. For right now, let me zoom out because that's a tiny time frame. That's her main thing. What would you lose there? I'm not. Yeah, I'm not risking $2 on a small ass trade like that. That's getting within my limits there. Just trying to make 340 on it. That's not a good risk reward ratio. This is probably not the smartest entry. Probably not the smartest play, but the little DJ came out. So I'm down 46 cents, might lose 125 to make a whopping $3. That is not the greatest risk to reward. Clearly somebody's little DJ got into this trade and did not use smart calculations here. Hey man, we'll admit it. Sometimes I degen, and sometimes the market will tell me you need to stop degening. You kind of suck at degening. Sometimes I do. Nice. Let's go Bitcoin. Let's bounce here on the 10-second chart. Thank you, Jesus. Now we're getting into green money flow. Okay, so I just got to the 10-second chart because, well, just to kind of see what's going on here. Get all the nice ribbon flip. This is looking good. That little angle technique and trend line thing. That's all it was. Taking that and putting it down here and saying, you know, we might be able to hold here. I don't know, maybe she ain't coming down no more. Maybe that'll stick. And we did our little poll, and sure enough, she's sticking. Cross her fingers. So far, I won't lose my $10, hopefully, if she keeps up. Let's see, the 1 minute, we're above the 9, gaining ground in the cloud. This is starting to look better, Got a little bottom formation here, breakouts, whatever, trend lines, however you want to read it. Pattern-wise, trend line-wise, or whatever, prices, we just got to get higher highs and higher lows. And money flow starting to come up. That's a good sign. That's a good sign. Maybe we won't get stopped out. Maybe I would raise my stop loss up here, but I don't want it to just come back and stop me out and then take off. I'm probably safer still keeping it there, still risking that damn $10 on a $100 account. Not the smartest move. But let's see if we can get over there. Yay! Let's come back to the chat, see what you guys are talking about. Nikki9, get out while you can. I gotta let her try to get in some profits there. Good morning or afternoon, says RS Miller. How's it going, guys? So I've been going for almost 3 hours. It doesn't seem like it, but we've been watching this guy come up and where were we? Did we erase it? That sucks. Oh, we got it over here somewhere. Oh, I'm zoomed in too much to see it. That's sometimes a problem. No, you're not it. You're the secondary idea. This little guy. This was the main thing that we're looking for Bitcoin that I've been sharing, and main trend line, and then used some angles and got a trend line here. Rising wedge broke out bullishly, retested, and has been retested. I've been watching this very closely because this is showing the first signs of parabolic activity when something like this happens when it comes to patterns. Rising wedges, they're supposed to break to the downside, 60% chance to break to the downside. 40% is that they go upside and hold it, and then they can go parabolic. They're doing what they're not supposed to do. Meaning they're the ones you want to pay attention to. And then I extended that, and we got the channel that we were in here, and we continued in that channel. Even now we still got resistance over there, though we did wick out above it a little bit from what I got. Maybe we can continue breaking it out up. That would be great. Looking for 110, 114, maybe 119 for the next pivot areas. The 110, that is our higher, that is our current high. And on other exchanges, we've made a higher high. On CoinEx, we have not broken that level yet. And I'm thinking, well, we probably pull back and then go back up there. And if we're looking at our levels here, 786, first area we thought we'd get rejected from, we didn't. We lost it and then quickly kept bouncing back and respecting it. 886, Fibonacci area, secondary place we expect to get a serious retracement or serious rejection. We did. Even lost the 3, then came back past this one, and then as soon as you see that happen, like, oh, it's rolling over, it's going to be it, and she faked everybody out, and she came back to remember this trend line. That was one thing that kind of helped me navigate that, was these ideas. Because if you're just doing if I didn't have that, I'd be thinking, oh, she's lost the level. Yeah, it looks like she's rolling over. She's below the line. Let's short it. Then here we go. To me, that's it. That 786 areas, those are good places to short. And I might have had one open there, but she went through. And then this was a good place to short. And that's what I normally look for. One area that I normally look for is if I'm looking to get into a short, and I'm looking at those areas, and so a lot of people were, and they've not been playing out good, as you can see. And then when we finally got above that area, woo, baby. So we're saying, Bitcoin is saying, I do not want to reject from the normal rejection areas. I want to do something bigger. I want to open the door to this discussion for the next tier up. And so as long as we're above the 886, these guys are on the table. There's even a few higher targets there around 130 for the 1618. The full-on move is coming in right at 130. So now we got to say, are you going to respect this area? So it's very important for me for Bitcoin to hold this 886 area, to not go below what is the actual number, 105.96. So if we start losing with that, we got to start wondering, well, are we going to lose this one too? And then we're getting a rollover, or will we come back down here to touch this one and bounce up? Those are awesome things that are in play. I will say, just psychologically, as far as numbers go, retesting 100,000 is more than likely coming at some point. I was surprised that we didn't do it here. We only went down to 102, and was it you? No, it was this one. I was really kind of expecting to come down and kind of do it back. Yeah, I think it was here. And we just went to 102 and bounced. And so it's bullish. So I'm wondering, maybe we go up to make our higher high, and then we come back and revisit that. And we talked about that earlier. You can have 20-30% retraces on here. So if Bitcoin gets up to 120,000, 20% retrace, which is just a walk, normal for a bull market. That's a healthy retrace for Bitcoin. Brings us back to 100,000. So I do believe, if you think that you missed out on getting some good prices on Bitcoin, I don't, if you're patient, and I'm having to be patient to fill my bags with more, and wait till we get back down there. But it may be a minute before we do, or who knows, they may do it sooner than later. I don't know. I'm ready for it when they do. But I was really hoping we would get get some more bullish price action today. Some people are going to see that as a bear flag, and it might be, and that would take us down to 103. So, gosh darn it, what are we doing? Are we bouncing? Are we trying to make a bottom pattern, or are we trying to make a bear flag? And that's where it's all up to interpretation. One man's bear flag is another man's bottom. I've never heard that before in my life, but I'm sticking with it. Do we like bottoms? We usually like bottoms on this channel. We look for bottoms on this channel. I look for roundy and nice double bottoms. And all I can say, man, is that momentum looks good on the moving averages. So far, it still looks good. And 100 moving averages here at 108. All those are good. The only ones that are doing anything bearish, 50 crossing bearishly, the 921 cross bearish, but now it's crossed bullish over the 21. So those are good signs that we possibly we've made at least a local bottom, and then maybe it will stick and we can come up and midway or maybe make a higher high. And then you will also have the argument, or you can make the case that nope, she's a bear flag to the downside, and maybe, and however you play them, I play them like this now, that does take us down to about 103.4. It's an idea. It could be. It's not what I'm calling. I'm not one of those guys that's going to say, see, I'm going to say, oh, we nailed it. Oh, I gave you both ways. It could go up here, it could go sideways, or it can come down here. Look, we nailed it. Who took that trade with me? Who shorted it down with me? Who shorted? I mean, that what the hell? We're not that kind of channel. We're just looking at possibilities here, and I'll show you what I do, and you do what you do, and sometimes my stuff works out, and then sometimes it, sometimes it works out on the chart, but it doesn't work out in practice. Like what I experienced on my little now $100 account. I'm glad I did better. My other one's not like in that situation. That would piss me off with my big ass account if I had that same kind of luck or same kind of result as I did with the small one. But still, it means a lot to me. I need to grow that tiny account. Makes me feel like I'm losing some of my skills if I'm not doing that, because that's a good way to practice to make sure that you're staying on top of your game, is to take a little small account like that and to grow it. Challenge yourself to do that, because it is hard. And if you can do that and do that time and time again, you know you're on to something, that your stuff is working in theory and in practice. And so I'm having a little crisis right now, because I'm being degen now. It's challenging my, why is it not working for you, Road Dog? It's just $100. So that's where I'm at with this account right now. It's all psychological. But also because it's a small account, we don't put as much emphasis on it, right? Oh, it's just $5, just $10. That's all we did. Yeah, don't value it as much, and that'll change things. And that's one reason why paper traders, you don't take that account as serious, and sometimes that might be good, and you're like, oh man, look, I turned $10 in the 35,000. And that can happen because you're doing stuff that you wouldn't do with your real money, or it may be oh, I turned 30,000. Oh man, I lost it all, but it's okay. It wasn't real money. Yeah, I did stuff, paper trading. It's a good little practice. All right, so I'm sitting here waiting for Bitcoin to try to do something, and I'm getting really kind of bored, because it's about 3 o'clock, and I'm like, hey man, how come we ain't at all-time highs here? I just want to make sure I'm not getting stopped out. That's just it. I want to see us that we got this area, and the area that I am speaking for is not on this chart. We got it over here, right? This old trend line right here. You have to zoom out to see it. That's what I'm banking on right now, that that little guy holds. 200 moving average on the, what's this, 15 minute? That's a good sign. Moving averages look good. Like we can come up a little bit. We're going to have some trouble. We got some crosses to work with. I ain't been checking out altcoins at all. How they doing? I think we got Bitcoin buy walls just below. Hopefully they will stay there. Buy the dip, buy the dip. I don't care that daily 50 and 200 SMAs look juicy. Were they getting ready to? Yes, they do. The only down thing is, sometimes on the bigger time frames and things, when things like that happen, sometimes we get a little drop. It's weird. Sometimes you get these bullish crosses, and then the opposite happens short term. And I was talking about that earlier. It happens a lot with the 100 crossing the 200. Sometimes you'll see it do the opposite of what you expect. Like if it's a bullish cross, then you all of a sudden, and we showed an example, it happens a lot where price just starts dropping after that happens. But I mean, it's bullish in the, you gotta give it some time. It's a good thing, but so they can also indicate pullback sometimes. This looks good. What is this? The 4-hour Ichimoku Cloud looks ready to party. She ain't playing. She looks like she got her mini skirt on, high heels on. She's decked out to the T, ready to go party. So the bottom of this, still 105. 105 area still keeps coming up as a possible area to retest. Now my spot margin account, I've got orders down there to catch you. I got a totally different system. I'm working on spot margin, but when it comes down to perpetual futures, man, or the leverage trades, you got to have a different approach and different mindset. And managing both of those mindsets can be interesting too. Hold tight now, baby, don't look away. Well, here we are watching paint dry on Bitcoin. I think it looks promising, just not out of the woods yet, man. Just not out of the woods yet. Again, my best way to navigate this at this point in the game is the fibs. And we did get above that 236, so that's hope that we cleared that area. And that's I do this. This is my system now. I think I use the fibs for everything anymore. Maybe we break out or whatever. We come back and retest this. We've already cleared it here for the double bottom idea. So maybe this area will hold. Maybe I can move up my stop loss and not risk my... You little bastard, you come back and get me though and then take off. I know how you do. Especially when you guys want money. I am up $17. I'm up 24%. My rule is that when I do this on futures, because I'm using 32x leverage, I'm using high leverage and the high amount of capital on this little tiny trade. So I'm going to go ahead and close out. Let's do it on here. This is a $100 account, so I got to be cautious with it. So if I'm up 20, if you're dropping, I need to close about 25% right now. Lock that in. And see, I took a... Did I take a loss? At some point, I took a loss here, or it's counting a loss. So I'm still down. Realized profit at 111. I'm not crazy about that either. I may take another 25%. Did that not work? Why is this... What's happening here? Oh, wait, I got prices. Okay, I see what I'm doing. That's what's happening. It's not taking profits. We want that one. I see what I did. I was like, well, why am I not getting paid? Now I'm losing. Now we're down to 13%. We dropped. Son of a bitch. I missed my profit taking opportunities. That pissed me off. Well, hello, we're back down here now. I guess I'm waiting for a second for another little pump up, and hopefully I'll take some profits again if we get another little pump up. So what happened there, I was trying to take profits, and I had it set on where you put in the price instead of it marketing, so it was putting limit orders instead of actually doing the sell thing. So I missed my opportunity to take the majority, the good profits, and now I'm going to watch this trend line. And hopefully we'll bounce, and then I can do it. Or if we start losing it, I may do it anyway. Show me some love. Went to the 10-second chart. Show me some love here, 10-second above the non-moving average. This is skanky. I don't like that. I don't like being in the green cloud with red behind it. I don't like that. And there's why. So I'm flirting with the idea of either going to hold here or you're going to crossing. I don't want to take profits on a drop. So I'm flirting with the idea of taking a little bit of profit just for risk management, just so I can put my stop loss at break even, and then come out of the trade, you know, at kind of like break even. And you must have sold something. You must have got something, because that was. And I'm down. If I put my stop loss at break even, I lose 111. And my entry is crap. It's up here, so I can't do that. This stop loss will give me a okay $1.25. How the hell? I'm already done. Oh, I'm super. Gosh darn it! What the freak? Get on the right chart, dude. There, here we go. Oh, it's starting to gain up now. We're starting to bounce a little now. Good. So I'd like to see this get back to 25%. That's what I'm waiting on. That's what I'm hoping for. We got lucky. It gets back up to 25%, and then I'll take some profit. Whew. We were just right up. We were just right up here, right? No, that was. We were just right up here. We're almost there again. Good. It's coming. Come on, baby. Let's go. Daddy gotta take some profits before you hit this little bigger take profit area. 20%. Can you do a little bit more? Am I getting greedy? I'm getting greedy. This is about the time to get my ass handed to me when I get greedy. Come on, baby. Let's do something. Let's trip this light band tango. Go up. Moon for me, baby, moon. Why do you look so bored here on the 3-minute chart? Let's go to the 1-minute chart. The 1-minute chart, ladies and gentlemen. Now, you do have some people out there that are spreading this thing. This is what they've been saying lately. They're convinced that the smaller time frames will predict what will happen in the future of the market. And you will find that 90% of everybody else that's been in TA will tell you that bigger time frames are really what govern your smaller time frames. And I'm just saying, there's some of that information out there, and I keep hearing it. I don't agree with it. You losing the 50? Now you can tune in on the small time frames to see all the juicy gossip for what the bigger guys have already pointed out. Hey man, these little guys are up to something. Go check them out. See what they're talking about. See what they're. Hey man, I see them doing something. This one looks like he's trying to go down. This one looks like it's got a chance to go up. And then you go to the small, even to the 10-second. I'm like, and then we can get into all the little juicy details, right? But it's the bigger time frames that are telling me what's going on. I just zoom in to get the little microscope out, just to try to get the scalpel or whatever I'm trying to do. Exactly what I'm doing here on the 1 minute. Bigger time frames were telling me, hey man, this area could hold, or well, bigger ideas on bigger time frames are telling me like that. I definitely don't want to be trying to pay pattern by pattern on small, well, this is a flag. Oh, we got this flag, and this is this, and this is no. You zoom out, and you get the picture of things. I'm going ahead and taking 25% because this thing is. I don't trust you. I don't trust you. Stop loss at break even winning trade, right? I'm not risking that $10 anymore if I do that. But if she comes and gets me, well, she's got to break some trend lines. And that's probably a sign that something else might be happening. Let's see, here's a trend line going this way. That's still within reason to get me to. Hope you don't get me, Bitcoin. And then we got this trend line right here, so hopefully that one will stop it. But I had to do something. I got a $100. Basically, it's just a little over $100 account now. 105. 105. We're down to 105. Oh, Jesus, that sucks. So I don't want to make it naughty. Don't want to make it naughty. If you put your stop loss here, you'll probably. I don't want to get. I'm not really wanting to get stopped out though. I want to let this guy ride. I want to get a decent little entry that can help this thing grow a little bit. And gosh darn it, it's been a bitch trading this little account. If you are doing that, but then you fake out. All right, so I'm doing a few little fib things here too. All right, I'm gonna leave my stop loss right where it is. So if it gets me, it's probably only fees. I've got $1.29 locked in on profit. She comes and stops me out, it would be whatever minus fees or stuff, which I'm not really sure about BitUnix anymore, what their fees are exactly. I like the exchange, it's really cool to use, but you broke the trend line that one, didn't you? Retesting these guys. All right, so Joe says Bitcoin broke my 3-minute level. Grunkle Ron Walker, how's it going, Ron? Yo, dog, and fellow crypto people, dog, do you ever look at XO charts or order flow? I don't. I see other people do it, and I respect it. And sometimes I keep thinking, well, I need to take a look at that. I just always forget to do it. It's just not a part of my thing that I do. But I mean, there's values there. The chart thing that shows where all the liquidity is sitting. Sorry, I'm still learning. A lot of people do that. Does this exchange do it? They do it. How do you get there? Where is it? Where is it? Where's what I'm looking for? So I don't use that, but I'll use I'll use the order books on the exchanges. It's kind of like what you got going on over here, except for they put it. You do it on the apps. Why don't you ever do it over here? It's called depth. And I look at this before I ever, even heard of order block or what is it, order blocks or whatever. Not order blocks. Yeah, the XO charts and order flow. Before I ever heard of that, I mean, we'd always, can you see? I can't even see. Well, there we go. These little only you can't see the green one because I'm using a green screen, so it's blank. It's kind of got nothing. You can't see it. Anyway, they usually have, I don't know why you can't see it over here. They usually have that prominent where you can just flip over to it and you can see it, but it just shows me trades and that. But it's called depth. I'm really shocked. Most exchanges have that. But I use that. That shows me where, there's lots of sell orders and things like that. And this does too over here. You can adjust this to, So I kind of use that as that idea. Or that's the first thing I ever learned. Look, nice support there, Bitcoin. Nice. Makes me almost think about raising my stop loss to where I get stopped out in profit. But I'm not against it. I just don't normally do it. And I'm thinking if I can ever remember it, actually. No time like the present. Because you got to subscribe to all this stuff, right? Is that how it works? Yeah, I don't do that kind of stuff. But I mean, this good information is whatever helps you, and it helps a lot of people. It's good information. I've been meaning to go to CoinGlass too. Oh, that's nice. So it's like ooh, I kind of like CoinGlass because you get open interest and funding rates, the liquidation levels, liquidation map. I want to keep this window open. We might start using this more over here. I just never get liquidation heat map. And so this is kind of the same idea there that we're talking about, where you can see where all the liquidity is, right? And so it tells us that a lot is down here between 105.5 and 106, right through that area. And so the idea is that they would come down and grab that before going up further if they got something to go to. It looks like there's some over here at 110. Yeah, 110,000, but a lot of it's sitting under here. That's what Kelly, I think, was talking about, that big buy wall. Yeah, I do like these things. I just don't. I see other people use them, and I just kind of notice, or I might see it posted on X or something. I just don't ever go seeking out the information myself. Not that there's anything wrong with it at all. It's just not part of my normal routine thing. But I have been wanting to start using it more on the channel. Now that I got it pulled up, we'll probably start taking a look. I'll leave it over there. Let me pull it over here and park it in a spot so we can check on it. CoinGlass is pretty cool. They got a lot of stuff over there. And then Benjamin Cowan's got a place into the cryptoverse. Let's check that out. Enter the cryptoverse. That dude is Sheldon from what was the name of that show? Big Bang Theory. That dude is they could be twins, I swear, almost. Okay, so apparently you don't get any freebie stuff over here. Oh, you don't get a free? Get started. So you got a light plan. What do you get over here? Everything's subscription. Everybody wants $99 a month. And they become millionaires. You get something giving you $99 a month. Man, think about it. $99 a month, you get 1,000 people to give you $99 a month. It's $1 million a year. Just for that. Could be a trading group, could be a service, anything subscription. If you do a trading group, you can get, 2,000 people to pay you $100 a month and then claim you traded your way there to a millionaire status. That seems to be the popular thing to do. And start flexing. Listen, the mentor from my trading group that I had, Chris from Crypto Revolution, he had like 400 to 4,500 members in his group at one time. Average $100 a month. Average. Think about that. Think about pulling in, anywhere from $200,000 to $400,000 a month, and then you wonder why they're on there. And then those mentors are, he bought a Lambo. Did he buy the Lambo from trading Bitcoin to get that Lambo? No. He never claimed to, though. He never claimed to. That's what I got to say about my mentor. He never claimed that he traded his way up to those millions. He claimed that he made some good, and he talked about the good trades, BNB, Neo, some big trades and things like that. But I don't ever remember hearing him say that he traded his way up to his millions status. And that's the difference that I think between him and some other mentors, because you got some others that are doing the same thing, but they're claiming that they traded their way to the millions, and they didn't. And their techniques have not been proven that way, but they sure are making millions, and that's I talk about that a lot. I might want to do this. DCA, dollar cost averaging simulation, crypto heat map visualization tool. So they got one over here too. But why go there when all I got to do is just click on we lost it. Oh God, we lost it. We had it and then we lost it. Was it CoinGlass? CoinGlass. You look too much like CoinMarketCap. Interesting. 16 people hanging out with me, and this turkey is getting tired. I've been going for 3 hours here watching Bitcoin. It looks like you're sticking. Thank God, Bitcoin. Thank God. Did you touch another trend line? Did you make a new one? Or did you come back and touch it? Yes. So 382, 236 area is holding. So we've cleared this level so far. Cool. You know what? Yeah, I'm raising that freaking stop loss. Yeah, I'm not. Risk management is what I've got to tighten up over here. And so now I go right below there. And you stop me out. Okay, in profit for this tiny account. And if we come back to the trend line again, I touch the trend line, I may add to the trade. Wherever we may touch it, I may, and then I can move up my stop loss if I need to. This will raise and stop loss would stay. Like if this is what I do with my account, and it works all right when we're in a good trend. But if we were to come back up and do that, you know, I like to buy on the bottom trend lines. I would try to add in here, and that would give me the ability to raise my stop loss up, or I may not even need to. It would raise this guy up, and I might still be, you know, in a good place and give me some more wiggle room. So that's what we try to do. But then sometimes I have these days where I'm just like, the little DJ comes over and says, I don't feel like playing. I don't feel like, and then, yeah. And sometimes you end up doing some stuff that you knew better, but you said, I'm going to try it anyway. I've had a few of those days lately, and I'm going to try this. And then, here's your ass, sir, on this. And I did it on this one little $100 account. Well, it was 200. Now it's more like 100. So there you go. I need to try to get her up. So the go for this, what I'm doing right now is trying to get this little tiny account back up. And again, I say that this is great practice to really test your skills, because it lets you kind of gauge where you are. And it's kind of a performance evaluation. And right now, I'm got to say, man, I'm kind of like, I got to prove to myself that I can 10x this little sucker again. I'm not going to be satisfied until I can make this little sucker grow and show it. My other accounts, I've got them all set up. They're doing fine. This is the only one I've been struggling with, is this little sucker right here. You stop me out, I'm going to be pissed at you. Don't you ruin my entry. Don't you ruin my entry. You better bounce off that trend line, man. Don't you come down and make a lower low. And I could make an argument that, yeah, that scenario could be happening if we're looking at this guy. If we're coming back to retest this trend line, oh crap, I'm gonna smidge you down just a smidgen, just a smidgen. Oh, you broke my trend line already. There might be some wiggle room because of the wicks, but I'm not trusting it now. We'll give you a little bit of wiggle room. See if you honor that. I thought we had it twice. Don't do it, Bitcoin. I would rather take this as an opportunity to add to my trade than to get stopped out. And I am looking at that possibility. Is it going to happen? Oh, stop me out. Well, I got stopped out in profit. She broke a trend line, so now we got to figure out why you going bearish on us. That trend line was probably more accurately right there. Well, so now let's just do fibs. Man, these fibs suck. I got all that stuff on there. Background, don't need no background. There we go. 618. Oh, I'm in the wrong. No, that's right. Well, look at this 786. Well, you don't even have an 886 on this guy. What the hell, man? What kind of fib are you? Can we save this as... Why? 786 is getting a little something there. Are we going to? I'm going to nibble.
Voices and shadows, they hum a sweet tune under the stars on a digital dune.
Stop loss right below it. $1 risked. I got in. I wanted to get in a little sooner than that, but 786s, man. I play 786s. I just do. And I'm trying to get my 886, so I have that line there, and that's what I was doing when she started bouncing on me. 886, where you at, man? Oh, purple, right there. Okay, we got you. Where are you showing up at? Why are you waiting? Oh, that wasn't a 7. That was a 618. I may have front run that. I was trying to play 786. I got confused. I went risky. That's a nice little candle there. Maybe for candlesticks, that may be a bottom. You'll see these kind of guys happen. Either an engulfing candle, or you got two candles that are really, you got a nice little one that's starting to come up. So we'll just look if we can clear this red candle area here and feel a little bit better about it. Get past this blue line, make it a fake out, baby. I'm moving my stop loss up just a little wee bit. Oh, my entry's here. Gosh darn it. I want to put my stop loss at entry here in just a second. Right now, and keep you right back at the bottom here. We might be coming back down to this area. That was a 618. Okay, so it might hold, and it might be rolling over to come back to 786 or 886 area. 106, 300 areas right through there. I really don't want to go in drawdown. I thought I was buying here. I took my eyes off the game. Another thing that catches me up, I guess, because I wasn't paying attention. ADD. So I got in a little earlier than what I intended, but I mean, it worked out so far. I just don't have conviction that she won't roll over and test this guy. And if she does that, then I'm going to be in drawdown, and I don't want to be in drawdown. So I want to move my stop loss to break even. Since we did this weird little doji candle right there, I'm taking that as a good sign that maybe she won't come back and go below this candle open. So I'm gonna put my stop loss right up here because, I've kind of already screwed up my entry on this one anyway, and just see if she can hold. So now I've got a smaller trade than what I had before, but that's probably good for this size of account. Well, that entry seems to be holding. Look at you. You got back in above the trend line. That's good. If you can hold it, then this could be a bear trap idea, or, just a higher low from this in reality. Overall, we made high, we're making higher highs and higher lows, and we should be making a higher high, and then Daddy will be happy. We were looking at that channel, and then we had this trend line, which gave us something. And if we carry it over here, we're kind of in a channel. It may be a little, may have a little bit different angle than what I got there. Sweet. Well, that's working out all right. I'm not at a place where I feel comfortable adding to this trade, though. It'll blow my entry and skew me up. I think I'm in a pretty sweet spot with where I can have stop loss at break even and just basically pay whatever fees and not have to worry about getting stopped off with, you know, losing capital. So I think I'm just going to chill out on this one. I'm using kind of a higher leverage than I normally use anyway. And if we were looking at a channel idea for this, we kind of got back into that. And now I'm just going to take these touches here. I'm just going to go from candle bodies over here to our new low. And I'm going to see what that one can tell us. Because the charts are talking. They're talking all the time. You just got to ask it questions and listen to what it says. And you're trying to say something. I don't think you got it just quite yet. I don't think we got it. Oh, they got a little something going on there. Not great, but something. I'm looking at this angle that we got from candle bodies, and she's talking a little, but she's not telling me any great secrets or anything. So we're looking for a higher high. And I guess I need to put my take profit target in here again. Because I was looking at this one, 108,370. I want to take a little bit of profit there, but now I don't have as big of a position. Come over here, last price, and that was what, 108. 248 is what I'm going with. 108,248. And I think I would do, I'll do 25% there. That'll give us a little something. And hopefully I won't get stopped out until we get there. Which would suck. Could happen. It'd suck. I lost my little good entry that I had down here because of finagling it. And getting stopped out on this little move. Getting too greedy. And that's how I would say you guys can probably identify with getting a good entry and then adding to position or something like that. And then all of a sudden, you don't have that great entry anymore. You kind of screwed up your trade. That can happen. I kind of screwed up that one just enough to get me stopped out and have me lose my position. So now I got this little position still in a good place. We're below the 236, so I think I'm still good. We just need to get out of this area and start pumping. Or stop me out, whichever one you're going to do. Figure it out, Bitcoin. Figure it out. Guys, it is now 3:17. Got 19 people. Glad to have you here. Thank you all. Let me come to the chat. I've been going on for too long. Grunkle Juan Walker says, yes, heat map. That's what I'm thinking of. That's a good tool. Liquidity is always resting below old lows, above old highs, and in the large range candles. It's good places for it, Nikki 9. I will agree. No need for indicator. That's kind of what I'm thinking too. So, I mean, a lot of people do it, and it's cool to actually see a visualization of it. While there's some people that have bookmap, it's kind of the same thing. And while you'll see measured moves go to bookmap targets, you wonder why a measured move isn't measured anymore. And you'll see how they don't take them from channels. They don't use channels, I see. But they'll take a measured move from a flag or something, and zoom. It's going to a bookmark target or, some other area. I just, not all the time, but several. You peep it out. I think it's kind of interesting. Everybody places their stops at the same levels. A lot of people do. We'll just put it right below this last candle we got there. Nobody will go get us there. Surely not. I mean, I do it too. We all have some rules, but yeah. And that makes it easier, just those general rules and guidelines for the market makers to come and get us. And what I said earlier on the stream that some of you guys might not have heard, when you see them going for those stop losses a lot, if you got, especially, trend lines, you'll see them come back and you think, oh no, it's done, and they'll get, and if you've been trained, we lose a trend line, we need our, a level of area was time to short now because we lost we made a low. They come and get you for that, and they'll bring it back into the pattern, and this turns out to be a bear trap or swing failure pattern is the cool kid term for it now, and just take off without you. Same thing for tops too. You think you're breaking a level, going to a new, you're respecting, we're in price discovery, like what might have happened a lot of, but then they come, you make your higher high, and then you go make a low, hopefully a higher low, and they get you there. And so stop losses, people got their stop losses, here, they'll come and knock them out and then take trades the other way. But when you start seeing that happen a lot, that's when we're getting into a good part of the market. When you see even on the little altcoins and whatever, you start seeing a lot of those little fake outs to get stop losses, and it starts going bullish. Oh, they're ready to move the market. That's a good sign that things are getting ready to get steamy and interesting when they start happening. Just start seeing it happen more and more. It's like, they're getting ready for something. They did not do that to us here. Did you stop me out? Am I still in this trade? Okay, I'm still in this trade. I forgot what I'm looking at there. All right, so far we're kind of in a channel idea that could go up, down, or sideways, basically. I'm looking for it to go up. And I think that we got to oh man, what are you doing? Why you got to do, every time I'm trying to close this stream out, you start doing something, Bitcoin, and I have to stick around. Are you going to catch here? You need to catch here. You need to find some support and get on with your happy little life. Don't be a dick, Bitcoin. Don't you stop me out, you little bastard. I'm not sending you a Christmas card this year. I'm not sending you a Christmas card this year, Bitcoin. You better print a green candle. You better keep that green candle. You're below my trend line, man. It doesn't make sense for you to have a green candle there. You gonna fake us out? Was that a stop loss hunt? Was that a little fake out hunt or something? Was that a fake out? I hope it is. Well, let's bounce or stop me out, Bitcoin. I gotta wrap this show up. Look at you. Are you gonna keep it? You gonna keep it? Are you gonna keep it? So if we close above this, that kind of makes me feel a little bit more bullish. That they're kind of looking for some areas. They're trying to entice people to make the wrong decisions and things like that. Okay, that was cool. I did not get stopped out. Yay! I'm happy. That's a nice little candle formation right there too. Wow. Now, okay, so if you're kind of new to the game in a situation like that, and even for me sometimes I'll get that feeling. It's like, oh, it's headed there anyway. We might as well just go ahead and get out. Go ahead and get out. Go ahead and get out. Just go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and take my profits before she gets there. I mean, those are the thoughts that come on us, and those are kind of the things that we got to fight with psychologically within ourselves when we're in a trade, and we got to be, we got to make up your mind and stick with a plan. Like that, me having my stop loss right there. I mean, are you going to stop me out or what? I could have said, you're going to stop me out. Let's go ahead and take my little bit of profit that I got anyway. And then she would have turned around and bounced on me. That would piss me off. And I don't want to get pissed off. So there's an old saying with crypto, with trading: plan the trade and trade the plan. Now, I haven't done a great job of planning a trade other than trying to catch a bottom, and I got my well, yeah, I do. I got the areas I'm looking for there. But my plan is, my rule was, I made that decision to move this up here because I'm tired of losing. I'm tired of losing on getting stopped out in the negative, even if it's just a little bit. This keeps eating away at my account. And I could have took maybe 25 cents, but I would have been missing out on. I would have gave up my entry, right? I already gave up this entry over here. I don't want to give this one up. So I got lucky there. Just call it luck. I stuck with my game plan and it worked out. And if it didn't work out, I would have been okay too, because I would have been at break even. So rather than letting my DGen make, 15 cents or 25 cents or whatever that would have stopped out at, and look, I got out just at the right time. Yeah. Then she took off. And it's kind of, the same thing for the guy. If you ever see people live trading, and they'll have the elaborate trade set up, and then it just starts taking off, and then we get the first little red candle, and then boom, I'm out. Who's in there with me? Who took it? And I'm like, well, dude, you. Maybe you can get in a situation where you need to do that every once in a while, but if that's your basic thing, well, then your risk reward, you're trying to calculate all this complicated, I gotta get that 3-to-1 risk reward ratio, or it's not worth taking the trade. But then you get out at 2% profit, $1,800. You put like $2,000 into a trade and crank up 30x leverage on it. And you got do the math, a $60,000 Bitcoin trade, and you come out with $25 profit or something. You put you put $2,000 in of your money that if, you don't have your stop loss set, or you don't have your risk management in place, you could put that whole $2,000 at risk. Now, if you got a stop loss where you're risking, $300, okay, and you're gonna risk $300 to make $1,800 or something like that, okay, but you got out of the trade at $25 or $50 in profits, and yay, yeah, who took that? I mean, that is horrible. That's horrible habits. And maybe I do every once in a while or something like that, get caught up in something. But if that's the trading style, or that's just the thing, that's if a red candle scares you, I don't know. I see that happen sometimes. That's going against the rule of plan the trade and trade the plan. Just saying. Just throwing some ideas out there. Some of the things I'm saying, because these are what people are learning. This is what all the new people are learning that are coming into this market, that are getting with some of these they're being taught some of this stuff. There are other teachers. There's a lot of good people on here on YouTube, though, that have good rules and good risk management. And, a lot of them that I can name out here. A lot of the bigger channels that do that. Some of the bigger channels that do act very responsibly. I think Jason Casper, Frankie Candles. But most of them that I see out here do decent. But there's a few scragglers out there that are just doing some stuff that may not be as beneficial for their audience as what they say. So whoever you're watching on YouTube, I mean, do try them out. I mean, we're all human. We're going to make mistakes. We're going to do stupid stuff, but we need to at least tell you when we're doing it, and then when we know we're doing it, the stupid stuff, or we're doing something degen, and tell you. I try to do that. If I'm doing something stupid, I try to let you know, hey man, I'm doing something stupid that's probably going against the rules. It may not work out. Okay, I'm going to let you know that flat out, and I'm never going to come back and say, who did that with me? Like, I would like, no. I would never do that. Like, you don't need to. No. I wouldn't want to put my people at risk that way. But I try to say that. And yeah, I've said that for a couple of the things, especially on this particular account that I got over here. See, she looks all right? It's like got some green on it and everything. Yeah, it looked like that all last week too with the little things, but there were some little things that took her down too. So nice. Okay, so I think I'm out of trouble. I got my stop loss at break even. And I'm just going to let this little sucker ride on, take our first set of profit, let the rest of it ride as best, because I think Bitcoin, we are so close to all-time highs. We need to go up higher. We need to hit about 111 or 114-ish. That needs to be where we start working our way to. I think personally with Bitcoin that we're just pulling back a little bit right now, catching our breath, and then we're going to try to run up and talk to that again. So tonight might be interesting. I'd say when Asia opens up about 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, that's probably about 4 hours away from now. It might start getting a little bit more interesting again because they're going to wake up and want to buy some Bitcoin while it's still, kind of close to 100,000. All right, guys, I'm going to get over here. Thank you for hanging out. And, was hoping we get a big, see Bitcoin up and just racing up like she was starting today, but she didn't. She took a little dump. It's okay. It's okay. And if you shorted it over here, if you had the balls to do it, got your signals in line, whether it was, losing resistance areas or just, a fib area that told you to short, such as a 272, something like that. If you're looking for it and you took that, hey, man. You had the conviction to hold it. Take profit center. You did a good thing. That's a hard thing to do, though. Very hard to do thing. Almost as hard as it is to get well, I think it's even harder than getting the long like I had down here. I mean, that was, listen, there was nothing here but a trend line angle that I pulled from over here telling me that that's where we could bounce. That and maybe, that's what I was looking for. And we got in it, and that took conviction for me to do that and to hold it. But it takes even more conviction on a short, in my personal opinion, because it can just feel like it's going against you. You don't know, and of course, everybody's bullish at the tops anyway, and that doesn't help you. It's like, well, I'm shorting. Oh no, yeah, you're right. It could go back up. Oh man, and then you see maybe you go into drawdown on a short. It's trying to really get a short because they don't usually come down like this. This is what we hope to do when we get a short. A lot of times they do this kind of stuff when you're trying to short, and it takes a while. And so people opened up here one and still had the conviction. They had to go through so much. And and when you go into profit, it's like, well, that don't look like it's going to be very much. Man, you got to drop a lot of Bitcoin for me to make money on this short. And the shorts have not. I mean, and depending, on how you get in, if you're not getting in up high, you're not getting very much return on your shorts. It's kind of risky to short the market when we're being so bullish, especially as bullish as Bitcoin has been this week, because every time you think she's going down, and we talked about the MACD showing, flipping bearish, but then price goes up. And you're not supposed to do that, but she's been doing it. That's bullish AF right there. So I do think, and I'm just blabbing, but I think we're heading to try to get our all-time highs. No, I hope we do it tonight. Guys, I'll be back tonight about 10:30 p.m. and we'll go over, focus mostly on altcoins and everything, and hopefully Bitcoin will be doing good, and hopefully these altcoins will be doing good, and we can come in and, how you doing altcoins? About the same, 2 to 3%, nothing else major. How's the hour looking? They're trying. They're still about the same prices as when we started the stream. So, but hopefully we'll get something going on there, and try to find some good trade setups and post them over into the Telegram group. I don't think I posted anything over there today. DGen Scalp, was that me? Oh, that was me. That didn't happen. Clearly, this trade audio did not happen. We did not reach 11 for a DGen Scalp. We did the total, so that sucked. I guess I gotta acknowledge that. You suck, road dog. All right. That's my response for that one. This is a failed pattern. Hey, this is a possible triple 3 rising valleys pattern right here. Measure move for this guy. It is basically like up to this area here, about 108.7. Just thought I'd throw that in there. All right, guys, thanks for hanging out. I'll see you tonight. Good luck trading. Be careful. It's very bullish out there. wherever we get our, our next higher high, I'm looking for a higher low, and we could be coming back to 100,000 at some point. Just throwing those ideas out there. Right now, I look for us to try to go knock out 111 and ultimately 113, maybe higher. There might be a short squeeze. It's going to get fun. But it's going to be Bitcoin's show. Some altcoins will do good. We'll try to find some of those tonight and see if we can find some good trades. But Bitcoin's is really where it's at right now. Good night, everybody. Thanks for being here. We go to the end screen and we'll see the chat, and we'll see you tonight. Sean, take us to the end screen, please.
I feel so unsure as I log in tonight.
I got kicked out earlier? How'd you get kicked out?
Red and green in my
Jelly has some life again, says Kelly. Yeah, I might put that on the list tonight. I keep forgetting about that one. I don't even know what it is. Kelly says Chop City. The best place to give up your games is in Chop City. Thank you, Grunkle Ron Walker. Thank you for hanging out. Will 100K hold? If we go test it, I don't know for sure. Psychologically, that's an interesting question. And I think it's an interesting question because we were headed to there, but we didn't make it. We found support like 102, or maybe 101.9 or 8, somewhere through that. Right through there, we didn't make it. I was expecting to touch 100, maybe 98,000. So there is a lot of support there. There will be a lot of people. I personally, I think 100K is the new 20K area that we were looking for back a couple years ago. We're kind of looking at, well, as long as we get it somewhere around 100K or a little below, we should be good, because everybody's expecting Bitcoin to go up more higher, from here on out. So I'm kind of curious. I would personally really love to see 88,000 come into play again, but I think we're just too bullish right now in the game. Unless we get like a big 20 to 30% pullback at some point, then we might see something like that. So can it go below 100,000? I think, yeah. Now, the first time coming back there, 100 might stick. I don't know. But there's a range between there, lower 90s, mid 90s, and through there. I think it just depends on what part of the, what part of this cycle or what part of this price that we come back and test it. Like now, I think we could hit it really easy around 100,000, but I don't know that we're going to do that just yet. My thought is that we'll go in and put in, very much establish a higher high, and then probably start looking at maybe coming back there. I don't know. But I do think to answer your question, there will be a lot of respect for 100,000, and there has been, and a lot of the big money are kind of have that idea. Well, it's close to 100,000, we're doing good, because we all see that Bitcoin is headed to at least 120, 30, 50, maybe even this cycle. Who knows? And the next cycle we can be looking even better. So the big money works, they play this a little different, and they're even looking ahead, further than we are on some of this stuff. They have a little bit of a different take on it, in my opinion. Nice, $108,000. Nice little pumpy, man, oh man. I'm glad that we got in down here and held it and didn't stop us out. Yay. All right, guys, I'll see you tonight. Thanks for well, I guess I can make sure that I answered all the chat. Jelly is just a Solana shitcoin. Yeah, I played it one time, and I was playing it last week, I think, on my DGen thing. I think she burnt me on one and she paid me on another, so it was kind of a wash. All right, guys, it looks like all the chat, 9 people, everybody's leaving. I'm going to leave too. Coming up on target. That's looking nice. You could see this as being a double bottom pattern, and it's just nice. It's nice. I think that we're going to we're on a higher high trajectory here. So I'm wondering if this is going to be the push to get our higher highs. I guess we'll find out tonight. Good night, everybody. I am leaving this time for real. Let's make the dog wave and make it official. Oh my God, where's the dog? Make him wave. See you guys later.